It is a championship Monday in Durham, where the Red Raiders out of Northwestern have come here to claim a repeat championship representing the GPAC Conference. Standing in their way, their opponents from South Florida, the Seahawks, out of Keiser, runner-up last year. Today is their day of redemption. It's the NAIA National Football Championship from Durham right now. An absolutely picture-perfect day here at Durham County Memorial Stadium. A sea of red here to root on Northwestern. Keiser, on the other hand, traveling from South Florida as the Red Raiders get set to battle the Seahawks. So excited you're with us, everybody. Should be a fun ride over the next 3 hours. Drew Felios alongside Forrest Connolly, the former Florida State National Champion. Haley Lewis joining us on the sidelines for reports throughout the game. Forrest, we got a special matchup here in 2023.
Well, championship games are always special matchups. So when you get a repeat of both teams coming back to follow up that great game we had last year, I expect another classic NAIA championship football game.
Northwestern has been dominating in NAIA football. They've won 27 straight dating back to last year. The stats just tell a part of the story. This is a special group.
Well, this group can do everything offensively. They've got a great wide receiver. They've got a great running back. But everything kind of revolves around the quarterback, Jalen Gramstad, the player of the year in the NAIA. Here's a guy who went 14 of 19 for 247 yards, 3 touchdowns last year in the championship game. But to go along with that, he had 22 carries for 128 yards, averaged almost 6 yards a carry with a touchdown. So he does it all for this ball club.
On the other side, the Seahawks out of Keiser. Couple blemishes early on in the schedule, but this team, the epitome of toughness, the epitome of grit, and the face guy for that is their running back, Jaden Meisinger.
Well, Meisinger has to have a big game this afternoon. Last year, only 53 yards, 1 touchdown. He has to produce. He has to be a problem for Northwestern throughout this football game. And this Keiser ball club is different from last year. Last year, everybody was surprised they were there. I think they may have been a little bit surprised they got there. But this year, they expect to be here, and I think they're going to be a bigger challenge for Northwestern.
Seahawks have been waiting for this moment the entire year. It is coming up next. The NAIA National Football Championship. Kickoff in a moment.
All right, welcome back into Durham County Memorial Stadium here on a beautiful day in North Carolina. You wouldn't have known it, but just about 12 hours ago, it was monsooning here. We got gorgeous, I mean, we do have the wind, but gorgeous weather. It's about 55 degrees down here. Perfect day for some championship football between the two teams that we saw here last season, Keiser and Northwestern meeting again. It's the rematch. You know, we've been talking about it all week long, but when you ask these two teams, we actually spoke with the players and coaches. They don't really view it that way. They actually see these as two completely different teams. You look at Keiser, they have about 30 newcomers joining their team, as well as a complete overhaul of the D-line. And then, of course, we talked with Northwestern, who has a lot of starters on both sides of the ball being completely replaced and having to understand that last year's plays are not going to win this year's game. So, guys, one thing we can expect, and from last season will carry over, is the fact that when these two teams meet, we know we're going to have one heck of a ball game.
All right, Haley, thanks so much. It's a little bit windy here in Durham, 53 degrees. As ball has been placed on the tee, Eli Stater, the junior out of Cedar Grove, Wisconsin, will kick things off. Northwestern in red and white, Keiser in white and light blue. So excited you're with us on this Championship Monday. Let's do this. Ball will go into the end zone, and Keiser will have a touchback here to start. So this Keiser offense going to be challenged here today. Just received word minutes ago, Justin Wake, number 13, will be the starting quarterback here on center stage. Bryce Beasley hurt his hand in the last game that went over the College of Idaho. Just simply could not throw the ball like he is used to in warm-ups. So it is Justin Wake's show. He's the senior hometown kid out of West Palm Beach. A lot on his plate here this afternoon. He'll start from the shotgun. Meisinger gets it on the first carry. It's a gashing play for the Seahawks. A foot race. He's to the 10, and he will score. Game's first play.
And Justin Meisinger must have heard what I was saying, Jaden Meisinger, because he got involved early in this football game. One carry, and he's already ellipsed all of the yards that he had in last year's championship game. And you look at this Keiser team, they got great blocking up front at the point of attack. All of the linebackers came down to the line of scrimmage. So when Meisinger got to the second level, there were no defenders there. And at that point, it's a foot race to the end zone. Cody Mosier could not catch him. Great play, and what a start from this Keiser football team.
Can you tell the Seahawks are ready to strap it up today?
And how much confidence does that give the young quarterback in his first start in the championship football game?
Certainly not going to hurt. 7-0, one play from scrimmage. And that guy right there, Jaden Meisinger, out of Port St. Lucie. 3.7 GPA force. He's a great student, great athlete, as displayed here.
But look at the linebackers. All of them get caught up in the crumb up there. They all came converging down on the line of scrimmage. They understand that Keiser has to run the football, wants to run the football. That is what they do. And they came all downhill. You've got to have second and third level defenders to kind of be that stopgap if a guy gets through. And you saw there was nobody there. So once Meisinger got in the open field, it's catch me if you can. And once again, like I said, I said young quarterback, I mean not a less experienced quarterback than Justin Wake. He hadn't played that much this season. Only 14 of 24 coming into this game on the season passing. So that is what you need when you've got a guy that's coming in, filling in for your star quarterback. You need the rushing attack to get going.
Doug Sosha, head coach for Keiser. One of the real, true bright minds in NAIA football. 6th season there. Was an assistant coach with the Buffalo Bills at one time. Also coached high school ball, American Heritage, state of Florida, Power. Coach Sosha has his guys ready to play here today.
And you see the Northwestern sideline, the fans, everyone is kind of in shock right now because of the way Meisinger just ran away from that entire ball club to score that touchdown.
Ty Schaefer back to receive this kick for the Raiders. So this one's a line drive, and it'll be taken at the 7-yard line. Another nice hole, and this is Cole Telford, the ball carrier. He gets up past the 35-yard line. Hard tackle there out of bounds, and a flag is going to be down at the 25.
You know, it's interesting, Drew, coming into this game, when you look at last year's game, Northwestern won the game, but they had a lot of big plays. And if you're Keiser, you're thinking to yourselves, coming into this game, we cannot allow those big plays, and we'll be right in it.
During the return, holding, return team number 8. That 10-yard penalty enforced by the foul. First.
Awesome officiating crew. Brad Bunting leads the crew here this afternoon. So if you're Northwestern, you get punched in the mouth right from the start. Now we'll see the response for Jalen Gramstad and company.
Well, you know the old Mike Tyson saying everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So let's see how that plan works out right now for this Northwestern ball club.
Jalen Gramstad, so talented, multi-sport athlete. But when he came to Northwestern, just wanted to concentrate on football. And now the program seeing the results. They've never lost a game with him as the starting quarterback. Hand this one off. Try and test that left side, and that is where Keiser is really good, stopping the run. They have got guys who can gobble it up. Hunter Hargrave was right there, and number 44, Sutton, also in on the play.
Well, this is where the rubber meets the asphalt, because Northwestern runs at a clip of 183 yards a game, but Keiser only gives up 95 yards a game, so something has to give in this football game.
So after a 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7. Send Ty Schaefer now in motion and pitch this one. This is another great running back, Connor McQuillan, but not much real estate to be had that time. Great pursuit. Wendell Philord, the defensive back, came up to make the hit.
And one of the things Phil Lord did was he allowed the defensive end to make the offensive tackle make a decision. And once he did, he was able to find the seam and get up in there and make the tackle. And that's what you have to do from the linebacker and safety position. Find your area, find that seam to get up the field and get to the ball carrier.
defensive unit extremely tight-knit for Keiser. Great chemistry on that side of the football. 60% on third down, though, for Northwestern coming into this game. They are money when it is 3rd and long. Gramstad, first throw of the game. He is under pressure, and he is going down. That's going to be a safety. Let's see where they mark the football. Will they say? I think they're going to say it happened at the 1-yard line. They're going to give them the benefit of the doubt here for us.
I don't agree with that.
Like a safety.
It looked like a safety because they were trying to grab him at the 1. They didn't make the tackle until he was inside the end zone. Let's see right here on the replay. They've got him. I think that's a safety. But at the end of the day, for Keiser, they don't care. They just want the ball back in a great defensive series. They showed 6 men on the line of scrimmage, so the offensive linemen have to decipher who they're going to block. The quarterback has to identify who's being blocked and know where he needs to go with the football.
So Stater back of the end zone. Not much coming off this punt. It'll take a neutral bounce, then roll Northwestern's way down at the 40-yard line. Northwestern coaching staff wanted a penalty on Keiser that time, but no damage done. So what a start for Keiser. Let's send it down to Haley.
Yeah, guys, it is hyped over here on the Keiser sideline. Didn't expect it, but you know what? They say they expected it all the way through, especially Jaden Meisinger. He's very superstitious, and talking to him earlier this week, he says he stays with the same routine every single game week. On Thursdays, he gets to the same local spot. Fridays, he gets ice cream, even doesn't tell his coach on that one. Saturday, he stays light, drinks an entire gallon of water before the pregame, and guys, maybe that was the juice he needed here tonight.
Meisinger just barreling through tackles. He'll pick up 10 more yards on first down. He is a load to bring down.
And right now, the offensive line for Keiser is winning at the point of attack. They go at about 6'2", 303 pounds on average versus a 6'1.5", 242-pound Northwestern defensive line. So they've got the weight advantage. They've got arm length. They've got reach. They've got to continue to lean on these defensive linemen and make these linebackers continue to try and flow downhill.
Center Roderick Carter right in the middle of that attack for the Seahawks. Meisinger just a few this time as he is tripped up. Nicely done. Ben Kingery, the junior linebacker, really understands the scheme for the Raiders.
And one of the things I expect Northwestern to do is look at the inexperienced quarterback, put all of their players in the box, and make him beat them throwing the football. I think that's what we're going to see as this game progresses.
So Justin Wake has not thrown a pass yet. See if it happens here on 2nd and long.
You see Northwestern giving him a bunch of different looks pre-snap.
So Wake will throw it this time. Try and go over the middle with it, and great coverage as that is broken up. Cole Telford, the sophomore out of Rock Rapids, Iowa, got a hand in.
And Wake threw it a little bit behind his receiver. You've got to lead the receiver. I know he saw the safety on the other side, the outside linebacker waiting, but that's a pinpoint pass that you've got to make. You maybe want to lead him up the field as opposed to across the field where the defender is.
Secondary is really good for Northwestern. So Justin Wake's got to really be careful when he drops back. It's 3rd and long. Here's Wake, has time, delivers it short, and that's going to be taken care of. Only a 5-yard pickup. Keep everything in front of him. Tristan Mulder, the linebacker, and it's 4th down.
And I know it wasn't a first down pass, but I like it. You want to get the quarterback a completion early to get his confidence up. You want to continue to work on that. I think so. I like the fact that, they got the completion. So,
see, is Keiser going to go for it? No, they will send the special teams unit on and try here a long field goal.
Well, you think about it. If they make the field goal, it continues to help what we see with momentum. But if they try to go forward and get stopped on 4th down, it shifts the momentum over here to the Northwestern sideline.
Nico Cavanius. This will be a 42-yard attempt. It has got some distance, and that one is no good. So Keiser unable to get points. Good defense on both sides. We've got a ball game, folks. We're back to Durham in a moment. Welcome back to Durham, everybody. Two high-scoring offenses going at it. Keiser already is not 7. Northwestern, their offense yet to get going. Look at that running attack, too, on both sides.
What's interesting, when you look at the running attack, look at the rush defense for both ball clubs. They both allow under 100 yards rushing per game. So that's going to be, to me, what stands out. Which team can rush the ball effectively? We've seen Keiser be able to do it with those 2 big runs by Jordan Meisinger. Let's see if Northwestern can get something going with Connor McQuillan.
Head coach Matt McCarty, his 3rd trip to the national title game in 4 years. Nobody bleeds Northwestern red like Coach McCarty. Gramstad, 2nd series, back to throw it over the middle, and it is caught. Well done. It's a heck of a grab by Austin Gerard, the freshman wide receiver.
And I tell you what, if he puts the ball where Austin Gerard can catch it on his feet, there is no defender around him. He will be able to turn up the field and keep running. He's got to squeeze that football.
Gerard's had an outstanding year, proving to the coaches that he could get it done. He tore his ACL last year, certainly is recouped and proven his worth here in 2023. First down now, Gramstad. Try to go right with it. No, there is a sample of the hard-hitting Seahawk defense. Jalen Willis, one of the key players at linebacker.
And Jalen Willis is one of those players that the Northwestern coaching staff identified and said, hey, we've got to know where this guy is at all times, and we've got to get a hat on the hat because of his ability to disrupt what we want to do offensively. And you saw on that play, he not only got there, but he made sure the running back knew he was there and introduced himself.
Coach McCarty has constructed this program into championship contenders now year after year. They've got mature players. They've got great leaders. Do the Red Raiders. Another throw coming up here, and this one is overshooting everybody. Austin Gerard, the intended target. He was trying to break out that time and could not get loose. Also, the tight ends, Logan Dykstra, going to figure in the mix here for the Raiders as we go along. It's 3rd down.
And right now, Jalen Gramstad has no time to pass the football. The Keiser defensive line is winning at the point of attack. They're bringing different kind of exotic blitz packages, and the offensive linemen are not able to recognize and identify their blocking assignments. They'll show 6 at the line of scrimmage. They may rush 3, they may rush 4. They may drop into coverage and bring linebackers on a delayed blitz.
Keep an eye on the tight end, Dykstra, right now lined up on the left side. 4 wideouts in the game for Gramstad. 3rd down, little more than 10. Delivering it near side. Caught it midfield as Michael Story has his first catch. Again, Northwestern's crowd thinks that Keiser's playing a little bit chippy. Hey, this is championship football.
Hey, it's football, ladies and gentlemen. No whining, no crying. Let these kids play. They're playing with aggression.
All right, Forrest, right there. 4th down and 3. Do you agree with the decision to punt the football here if you're Northwestern?
Absolutely not. I've got Jalen Gramstad. I've got Connor McQuillan. I've got Michael Story. I've got stars all over the field. And, you know, I think right now you've got to try and grab some momentum. I think all the momentum right now is with Keiser. And their defense did a pretty good job the last series against the Keiser offense if you don't get it. But I think I would possibly go for it.
So Stater punts it away. This one will take a Northwestern bounce. A chance here to down it at the 1. It'll bounce into the end zone. And by the way, the Raiders are 5 of 9 on 4th down this entire year, so they are better than 50%. But in this environment, decide to play it safe here early as this football game just underway.
Well, they're playing field position football, so I get it. But, you know, I'm a chance taker. I'm an offensive lineman. We always feel like we can get the job done. And, you know, when you look at this team being 14-0, they've been in situations where there's been a challenge, and I would have just challenged them to see, hey, guys, are you ready to play? Because right now, defensively, they hadn't shown in that first series that they were ready to play when the game started. They had a better series, the second defensive series, but, you know, I want the offense to show me you're ready to play as well.
1st and 10. Keiser Seahawks. If you're just joining us, Keiser starting quarterback not available today. Bryce Beasley. Beasley a spectator, and the ball in the hands of Justin Wake. Andrew Burnett, he is the number 2 running back for this team.
And a good job by Jacob Dragster on that play, number 97, to be disruptive at the point of attack and not allow himself to get blocked.
Now 3 wide receiver look here after the 2-yard pickup. Wake fakes it, looking right side. Tosses complete. Well-constructed play. And the Seahawks use the play action to move it. Catch made there by Seth Roll.
And you see what they did. They brought the tight end over to the left side of the formation, which made the defensive line shift to that side. They went with the ball fake, the play action, and everybody ran to that side, and the quarterback did a good job of finding his receiver on the backside.
Those are the types of plays that can get weight going today. Flare this one out. And I like the play call in here, keeping things safe and getting it to your playmakers.
And also giving your quarterback the confidence that he needs in this football game. You want to have your guy feeling good about playing the position and understanding we want you not only to be a football player, but we want you to be a quarterback in this football game.
Fino Van Gates right there, his first catch. Guy who must touch the ball, Coach Socia says. So exciting when he has it in his hands. Second down now and short. Moore pounding it. Oh, what a run right there. Juke the defender out of his shoes. Andrew Burnett put a move right there at the 45, and he gets up across midfield.
And Ben Egley right now is trying to find his kneecaps. You see right here, boom, he's still looking for his kneecaps down there. You've got to break down when you're running up to tackle a ball carrier. You can't go flying up all willy-nilly. You've got to chop your feet, break down. You see the effects when you've got a back running that can fake people out like Andrew Burnett did on that play.
Burnett was the guy that Keiser wanted when he came out of high school. Instead, he went to junior college, Highland Community College. Eventually wound up, though, at Keiser, and he is doing his thing today. Back to the ground game. This guy has moves that can really shake you out of your shoes. Burnett, the ball carrier again, and when you combine him for us with Meisinger, and it is really something special.
Well, you're talking about almost 2,500 yards between the both of these guys. 35 touchdowns. They both average almost, Meisinger almost 6 yards a carry. Burnett almost over 7 yards a carry. And the thing that's different about Burnett, he's 6'2", 225 pounds. So he's a big back coming through there.
Option play now, Burnett again.
And I'm so impressed with his balance. Being that big and being able to stop on the dime. The fake we saw earlier where Ben Egley is still trying to find his kneecaps down on the 40. Just the movement and the quick twitch of this young man at 6'2", 225 pounds. You got to deal with that, and then you get Meisinger coming in at 5'8", 182. So that is a tough task for any defense.
It's third down. Again, the sea of red comes alive for Northwestern. Keep it on the ground here for Keiser. And this is going to be really close to a first down. Let's see where they mark the football.
I think it's going to be a little bit short, but I definitely go for it.
See that defensive line for Northwestern. Adam Goebbels right there, 55. Tristan Voss.
Well, you've got a 60-pound weight advantage on the offensive line. You should be able to get 1 yard. That's the challenge to the offensive line right now.
So it's going to be Burnett. Oh, I don't know if he got it.
I think he did.
It looks like the mark is going to give it to him. Got it by about a foot.
Well, I thought he chose the wrong hole to go through. If you've watched, they've got the fullback Hunter Vanderpool in motion, and he comes back across. I thought he should have followed him right there through the hole. Vanderpool got a great block, a knockout block right there at the point of attack on Peyton Newsma. If he follows him, he may have scored the touchdown.
So good-looking drive here for the Seahawks of Keiser. Keiser out of the Sun Conference in West Palm Beach. Trying to win their first championship. Try and hit the home run. End zone. Oh, nearly had it. That would have been something else. The Keiser crowd was ready to explode, and Fino Van Gates just could not bring it in.
And a great attempt by Van Gates to squeeze this football. It kind of bounced off his chest. I think the force when he hit the ground is what made him lose control of the football. Great defense as well. You see right there, if he's able to squeeze it. But watch this fourth down. Watch right here. You see that kill block right there. Great block once again by Hunter Vanderpool. And I think if Burnett follows him, he scores that touchdown. You've got to. I understand you want to get that first down with the 1 yard. But when you see a block like that, you hope the guys be able to follow it.
Here's Burnett again. This time taking your advice, foe. Inside the 10. What a cut.
Follow your big fella.
Flag is down this time. Let's see if this one's going to come back here. Was it perhaps a little too good of a block? Appears to be the case.
And nobody wants any parts of number 42, Hunter Vanderpool, right now for Keiser. He is giving some knockout blocks out here. He understands the assignment.
Coach Sosha keeps things simple. This young program started playing just in 2018. It's incredible how young they are, under 100 games in their existence.
But think about this. Look where they're located in South Florida, where there's an abundance of talent to just spread around. So they've got, their pickings of great talent, and you see what they've been able to do, back-to-back national championship football games.
So that play hurts, pushes them back 10 yards. Second down from the 40. Keiser calmly back to the ground game. And that's going to give them about 4 more, but lots to go here. It's going to be third and an awfully long way coming up. Burnett is getting a handful of touches here on this possession.
Well, he does a good job of running behind his pads, and he's one of those fall forward backs. I haven't seen him get knocked back. And once again, the thing that stands out to me is his nimbleness and his quick twitch and his ability to change direction and the balance that he's shown when he's carrying the football.
Dre Carter checks into the game for Northwestern. It's third and call it 15. Another big situation here for Justin Wake, the number 2 quarterback, thrust into the starting duty today for the Seahawks. Time to throw, and now he'll step up. An open lane, and he dives, gets the most yardage that he can inside the 25.
And good decision by Wake. The offensive line gave him the time that he needed, but he could not find a receiver open. You see the tackles doing a good job giving him the width of the pocket. He's able to step up, and when he doesn't see anything, he does a great job of getting as many yards as possible, but also avoiding contact.
Now they will go for it. Feel like the field position is favorable enough. They need 5 here. Interesting decision to not let Cavanias try a field goal here. Instead, let's see what we can do.
I think the wind plays a part in that as well.
Give it to your big running back. Let him do the work, but not this time. Red Raiders are coming, and they are coming hard. Tremendous tackle that time by Clayton Bosma, the defensive back, who got him by the ankle.
And you see Bosma holding on for life and not letting him go, and that's what you have to do with the big fella.
7-0 the score. Keiser and Northwestern. It's Red Raiders football when we come back. Jalen Gramstad comes out again for Northwestern. To say this kid is a leader is an understatement. He is the NAIA Player of the Year. This program's never lost a game with him under center. Let's join Haley for more on Gramstad. Haley?
Yeah, Drew, we were talking with him earlier this week. He was saying that Drake game is really what battle tested the Raiders. That's why they feel like they can bounce back from anything. They have that perfect record here. They're getting that pushback again. They went up against a Division I school, beating them 27-24, and felt like that was the biggest challenge of their entire season. Now it's looking like they're getting another taste of that. We'll have to see if the Red Raiders can bounce back again.
Michael Story getting involved in this football game, his second catch.
And Lewis Lubin has to do a better job of getting a bump at the line of scrimmage. You cannot allow Story to have a free release. You saw the speed, and you saw the ability of Gramstad to just lay it out right there perfectly. It falls right into the breadbasket for Story.
3-headed monster, Jalen Gramstad, Connor McQuillan. And then right there, the third head, Story. Gramstad fakes. Stays alive. Oh, how about this? Little flick to the 10, and down right there. It's first and goal.
So that's great plays on both teams. Gramstad wanted to go to Tyler Schaefer, but the defense did a good job of reading and dissecting what they wanted to do. But you saw Gramstad able to ad-lib, get away from the defender. See, right, he wants to go to 6 right there, but they have him covered. So he ad-libs. He's got defenders flying all across, but he's able to see his big tight end, Logan Dystra, who made himself a big target in the middle of the field.
That's some backyard football right there.
Absolutely. Great ad-lib by Gramstad. And you want to know why he's the Player of the Year?
Pretty awesome stuff. First down now and goal for the Red Raiders. Try and hand this one off, and McQuillan has been unable to get going thus far. Connor McQuillan, the senior, playing in perhaps his last football game of his life.
And if you ask Connor McQuillan, I don't think he thinks that, 6 feet, 210 pounds. He's got good size for the position. So I think he'll have an opportunity at the next level, whether it be the NFL, CFL, or XFL. There are opportunities out there for a player with this caliber of talent.
20 rushing touchdowns led the GPAC this year. 7-0 your score. Well, you just feel like all of Orange City, Iowa is here in Durham. 7-0 the score. Raiders trying to even this thing up. Keiser scored on the very first play from scrimmage. Red Raiders have been sort of trying to get their legs under them, so to speak, here in the chilly temperatures. And Coach Matt McCarty, the former baseball and football star for Northwestern, 2000 to 2003, has gotten these kids ready to repeat and win a championship. Big opportunity here for Gramstad and company. Second down from the 8. Try and run the football. There's McQuillan, and that hole closed really quickly.
Look, you saw what Keiser, they sold out on that play. They had zero coverage. They brought everybody down in the box. They're coming downhill. They expected to run on that play. I expect them to sit back a little bit on this play. I expect the safeties to sit back. You don't want to give Gramstad the opportunity to have one-on-one on the outside.
Christian Ware, really talented freshman defensive lineman, in on that play for Keiser. And now it's third down. Forrest, what do you like here as far as the play call is concerned here if you are Northwestern?
Well, I like getting Gramstad out in the open field, sprint him out the pocket because of his running ability. I think that is the way you can get him more time when he drops back in basic pass coverage. They've been able to get immediate pressure on him.
Gramstad has plenty of time. Now prolonging the play. Holding on to it too long, though. Got to make a decision. He's going to eat this one. Back with the 17. Probably should have thrown that one away.
Well, it started with the immediate pressure. I thought initially he had time, but that's why I like sprinting him out the pocket. They have not shown that they can block those defenders on pass plays. You see, they've got constant pressure. They're bringing the blitz. They're continuing to beat those guys. They got away with a hold on the outside. Cole Clever Ringa had a hold on the outside that the officials did not call. But I think you sprint Gramstad outside of the pocket because of his running ability, and you get receivers coming across the field. And then if he doesn't see anything, then he can run, but you get him out in space.
34-yard field goal attempt here for Eli Stater from the right hash. And this ball is just no good. Pushed it to the left.
And you have to wonder, is wind having an effect? Both field goal kickers, their balls sail to the left. So you have to think that the wind is playing a big role in the ability to kick field goals. How would that affect the game as we continue to move on? Because it seems like right now both defenses are kind of settling in and points are at a premium.
Mentioned that wind. It was really whipping yesterday, wasn't it? Flying conditions really tough.
Absolutely.
Coming in here to Durham. You're brave getting on those airplanes. Not the case over here. Run it now. Keiser once again gashing across the 40-yard line, and I'll tell you what, Jaden Meisinger, he is running with purpose here today.
And I think Meisinger has sat around and thought about last season, 53 yards in that game, and you see he's running with aggression. He's stiff-arming guys. He's running through arm tackles. He's looking for contact. And one of the things that they do really good is they do alternate series. So Meisinger set out the entire last series, so he's got fresh legs coming in. And then next series you'll come back in with the big back, Andrew Burnett. So that's how they wear teams down.
First down now, and that's going to be a legal procedure. So flags immediately coming down.
Ball start. Number 5 yard. First down.
Now something like that understandable with Justin Wake under center. He did not have much action this year, this fall for us, just spot duty and really blowout games, and here he is taking all the snaps today.
And I like the play calling because it seems like they're open the whole playbook. They're not afraid to run anything, and those are the chances that you have to take in a championship football game. you've got to go out there and leave it all out on the field. So I like what I'm seeing from the play calling and what we've seen so far from Wake at the quarterback position.
Meisinger has his number called again. Boy, he is getting 5, 6, 7 yards after contact. And the Keiser sideline thought an illegal hit should be served up after that play, but it's another big-time game.
Well, Jaden Meisinger is playing grown man football right now. I don't know if Northwestern was expecting this, but the way that he's running with aggression, he's doing a good job of following his back. And once again, a lead block. Hunter Vanderpool, to me, outside of Meisinger and Burnett, has been the MVP for this offense with those lead blocks. Watch number 42. He does an excellent job of getting up in the hole and finding that work.
Averhart is the wide receiver at the top of your screen. Toss it near side. Oh, beautifully designed. That's Rico Portia, the wide receiver. Only a freshman out of Treasure Coast High School. Well done.
And when you're able to run the ball as effectively as Keiser has been able to run, you make the defense bring more attention down in the box, which gives you man coverage on the outside.
Seahawks showing a really good mix here. Remember, they averaged 37 points per game. Scored a touchdown on their opening drive, first play, trying to add to it here.
And you see the cushion by the defensive backs for Northwestern.
Fake this one. Quarterback's going to try and get outside. Easier said than done. A lot of speed on that sea of red. Number 20, tough to outrun there, Cole Telford.
Probably not the play the coaches want to see their second string quarterback running right there on the outside, one-on-one with a defender. Get the ball to your playmaker, even if it's not as the play is drawn up. The way Meisinger's been running the football, I'm sure he's going to get positive yards. Fall forward for maybe 1 or 2 yards, but you don't want to put yourself in a position to take unnecessary contact as the quarterback right now for Keiser.
Lost a yard, and it's 2nd and 11. Meisinger back in at running back. It has been the running backs that have allowed Keiser to control this game so far. Short yardage this time, maybe 2. And we're going to have 3rd down and long.
And I think we're definitely in 4-down territory. I think with what we've seen with the kickers and the wind, this is a play where you don't have to get it all. You can get 5 or 6 yards and put yourself in 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. That would be very favorable for this Keiser offense.
Keep an eye on DeAndre Golden, number 30, the tight end. Right now he is on the right side of that offensive line. Change the play here. Justin Wake from the shotgun. Wake, again, good protection by the big man up front. Fires this one complete to the 25. Couple jukes there, and he is down to the 21. That should be good enough for a Keiser first down.
And a good job by Meisinger to pick up the blitz and allow his quarterback Wake the necessary time that he needed to get the ball to the outside to roll.
Second big catch for Seth Roll. Meisinger again. And it's first down here from the 21. Keiser putting together the long drives as well, keeping that Northwestern offense off the field. I'm telling you, Forrest, that big sack that Keiser had on Gramstad, the quarterback, on that last possession, that was a real momentum changer. I think it took some of the wind out of the Raiders' sails.
Well, the only big play that we've seen, and I talked about it last year, they had big play after big play after big play, and it kind of shocked Keiser. They've only given up that long pass to Story. Outside of that, they've been able to control this Northwestern offense.
Justin Wake, number 2 quarterback. He is number 1 today, doing a great job thus far. Meisinger, look at that defense just react. Arrived a little bit late, but eventually got there. Minimal gain.
But he's still falling forward and getting 2 to 3 yards, even when they've dissected the play and they know exactly where he is and they've got defenders there. He's continuing to be able to get positive yards. They've yet to knock him back.
3rd down. Raiders fans again coming alive, asking for defense. Seahawks need 2. Give it to Meisinger. Why not? Holt closes quickly, and I think we're going to have 4th down here. So no brainer here, right? You go for it?
Well, you're this close to the for a field goal, and you're going the opposite way of the wind. I think you're kicking with the wind now. So I think you go ahead and try and get more points on the board at this point.
So they will do just that. Nico Cavanius.
And you also want to get confidence in your kicking, let him know, because you may need him at the end of this football game. So you want to give him opportunities.
Good call. So this will be a 31-yard attempt here for Cavanius. Hold is down, snap is good, and the kick is up and through. 10-0. Keiser adds to their lead. Seahawks playing for their first national championship in program history. The 2023 NAIA National Football Championship is brought. The 2023 NAIA National Football Championship is brought to you by Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing partner of the NAIA. Drew Felios, Forrest Connolly, Haley Lewis. Thrilled to have you with us. Coach Sosha, this is a business trip for him. And Keiser football, to say the least. They are in the zone here thus far.
What's interesting, when you think about last season's game, when Keiser came into the game, it was a surprise and kind of a shock. They upset 2 or 3 teams to get here. This year, they seem like a team that expects to be here, expects to compete, and expects to leave here with a championship. You have to think all those big plays that Northwestern had yesterday kind of made all of that set in like, hey, maybe we just not supposed, or our run has kind of come to a close. But now, this is a different ball club.
Yeah, you remember that game last year, Forrest. Gramstad went off in that contest, spreading it around.
Well, he just threw the ball all over the field. I mean, he did whatever he wanted to do. And when he got tired of throwing, he said, hey, okay, I'll start running the football a little bit. And he ran the football to the tune of 22 carries, 128 yards, almost 6 yards a carry. So he did it all for this ball club last year. And Keiser has come in and said, so far, you're not going to be the guy. If we lose, it's not going to be because of you being so effective as a dual threat.
Northwestern, admittedly, they said, our team this year probably not as talented as it was in 2022. But they are as tight-knit as you can be, trailing by 10 here. Again, battling adversity. And the Raiders take it up to the 25-yard line. They had a lot of challenges, Forrest. That game against Dort, I think, really stands out to them. It was only a 7-0 win for Northwestern. They're used to being in rock-throwing matches, as they like to say.
And it was interesting. I know when we talked to the coaches, you mentioned that, saying, I know the Keiser coaching staff is going to get that Dort film, and they're going to look and see what they did and what was effective, because that's what you have to do. You have to find teams that show some effectiveness against a team that's undefeated and has won so many games in a row.
Also tested against Morningside, as you see right there. Gramstad in trouble. The ball is knocked out, and Keiser has got it. Recovery made. They are going to be in business. Trayvon Cooper able to fall on it.
And you saw the offensive tackle on the right side did what you cannot do as a tackle, and he opened up that outside shoulder prematurely. You've got to get 3 kick steps back. You see, once again, they're bringing that blitz package. The offensive line cannot decipher where they're coming from. They've got to do a better job. And I think for Gramstad, you've got to hold that snap count, allow the offensive lineman to identify their blocking assignments. But also, as Gramstad, you have to realize that there's going to be a free rusher on that play. Maddox Aprile got through there, but you've got to know where the free rusher's coming from, and that's where you need to go with the football, because that's where the open space will be.
Second big play for Maddox Aprile. He's been a force here in this first half. So Justin Wake in the offense, back on the field, handed off again. Burnett looking to get the edge, lowers the shoulder, and he is down to the 2.
And once again, they're bringing in fresh legs with Burnett, 6'2", 225 pounds. So you've got a battering ram in the game. After you've had to deal with Meisinger and his tough, aggressive running, now you've got the battering ram with fresh legs.
First down and goal here. Award, the running back. He has been doing most of the heavy lifting. as he tries to leap into the end zone. That time stopped just shy.
And if I'm Keiser, I'm lining up and I'm running the football again. And if I don't get it, I'm lining up and I'm running it again. And if we get the fourth down, I'm lining up and running it again. You have to challenge your offense and say, hey, guys, we get the ball. The defense gave us the ball in the red zone. We've got to put 7 on the board.
Second to go here. Once again, feed Burnett. Burnett. Did he get across the goal line? No official signal just yet, and it's going to be third down.
That's a questionable spot. I thought he crossed the goal line on that play. There have been some questionable calls for the Keiser team so far. I thought that was a safety early in the first quarter. And here, I thought he may have crossed the goal line on that play.
So the Seahawks hurriedly get set here. See if Burnett's going to get another attempt. Burnett, no doubt this time. Touchdown, Keiser.
And right now, you've got a Northwestern ball club in total shock. You can see the energy on the sideline. You can see the coaches trying to talk to the players and making them understand that this is a must-score drive when they get the ball back at this point. You're down 17-0 in the second quarter.
How about this formation here, making things interesting?
Or
Matthew
16,
DeSisto.
16, possibly 17-0. And how important is this extra point right here to make it a 3-score game?
Nico Cavanias through the uprights once more. 17-0. Keiser Seahawks talked about redemption before this game. Yeah, they are getting their revenge here thus far. So far, it's been a game of the running back. Northwestern has not had an answer for Burnett or Meisinger. Right now, racking up the numbers. Let's send it down to Haley for more.
Yeah, Keiser working together as a unit on the field. This is something that they also preach off the field. Head coach Doug Sosha saying that he makes his staff actually draft teams. The coaches have to draft teams from any position other than their own. They have 11 kids, and they call them their Seahawk teams. They help the entire team get to know each other. They go to the beach together, get dinner together. This team preaching brotherhood off the field, and we're seeing them work together here on the field, obviously, today.
Certainly are. Cole Telford trying to get it going for Northwestern. And Forrest, you said it, how important this drive is going to be for the Raiders. They've had some opportunities, but these two guys have dominated the game on the ground so far for the Seahawks. Red Raiders, they've got the fans' advantage, but they've kept the crowd out of the game with their running attack.
Well, what Northwestern has to do right now, they've got to put points on the board before the half. They get the ball back coming out in the second half. The thing that they cannot do is have a 3-and-out and give the ball back to this offense, because they'll have pretty decent field position with where they are now, and they may get an opportunity to put more points on the board. So you've got to get something positive going. Even if you don't score, drive the football, use some of this time. Don't give the ball back to Keiser.
Jalen Gramstad do it with his legs here. 12 yards on first down. Let's see if that gets the Raiders going here with 4:40 left to play in the first half.
And what that does is that allows for more attention to come down into the box, and he can get man coverage on the outside. The difficulty with that so far has been the inability of the Northwestern offensive line to give Gramstad time to set his feet and go through his progressions. So that will be key. They can get this running game going, but they've got to show an ability to block at the point of attack.
Gramstad, when he came to Northwestern first, he was playing on defense. Didn't get to the quarterback room until his third year on campus, and he has made the most of it. Plenty of time here to throw, and oh, that was nearly a pick six. Tell you what, broken up. Filler got there. You just saw it from up here, Forrest, like it was in slow motion.
Well, Gramstad's got so much pressure on him, he's trying to get with the quick pass game, and the defense knows it, so they're jumping all of those short routes. So I think a double move is what they need to look to do, but you've got to be able to block up front to give Gramstad the time that he needs for a double move to play out.
Fillard, so much speed to the field he brings. Out of Miami Jackson High School, 2nd and 10 now. Gramstad fumbles the snap. All the routine things looking a little difficult here for the Raiders. Just able to get maybe 1.5 yards out of that one. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, think about the motivation that this Keiser team has. They lost to this team last year in the championship game. You've got Gramstad, the player of the year in the NAIA. You've got, the Connor McQuillan and the numbers that he had in last year's football game. And so you've got every bit of motivation that you possibly can have coming into this game.
Seahawks fans starting to make some noise. Not to be forgotten here in Durham on 3rd and 8. And Northwestern's coaching staff wants to talk about it. Raiders realize how big this possession is. So, timeout on the field. When we come back, key situation for the Raiders. Let's see how they respond. Northwestern Red Raiders, #1 ranked in NAIA football. They've been in some compromising situations this entire fall, and they have responded every single time, but nothing quite like this. Down 17-0 to a very talented Keiser bunch.
A bunch that has been wanting to get back to this opportunity, wanting to play this ball club.
3rd down and 8. Jalen Gramstad. His biggest play thus far, with the Seahawks fans calling for defense. Steps up, throws it. Oh, tied up, and a flag is going to come out there. Clear hold in the secondary, so this drive will stay alive. That was Darrell Livingston there holding on for dear life.
And he panicked. All he had to do was turn around and locate the football. I thought the ball was overthrown. I don't think the receiver would have been able to get to it. But he panicked and he did not turn around and locate the football. If you turn around and locate the football, you can make contact with the offensive player. You see Gramstad step up in the pocket. You see right there, turn around and locate the football. You don't have to grab him. Look where the ball lands. I don't think the receiver would have been able to get there because the receiver would have had to come through him to get to that area where the ball landed. You've just got to trust your instincts, turn around and play that football.
So a key penalty there on Livingston and the Seahawks defense. Gramstad and the Northwestern offense stay on the field. 1st down, 44-yard line. The timeout pays off for the defending national champions. Gramstad unloads it incomplete. A little bit rushed that time, looking for Michael Story.
And I think because of the pressure that Gramstad has seen all afternoon, he's getting rid of the ball prematurely because he feels that pressure. That's what happens to a quarterback. When you get hit often early in a football game, when you get hit from behind, you start to think about that. You internalize that. And so I think with Gramstad, he's just got to settle in, but he's got to be able to trust his line. They've got to make sure that they give him the time, because if you continue to allow him to get hit, I think you'll continue to see these premature passes.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to the ground game here. It's Gramstad. Tried to set up the option. Ball looked like it may have been jarred loose that time, but Jalen able to hang on to it for a short gain. So call it a pickup of 1.
Well, one of the things you see as well for Keiser is they're winning at the point of attack. So often the backs, or even when Gramstad is running the football, they have to bounce it to the outside because the hole is not where it's supposed to be and there's no space for them to run. And that allows for pursuit to get there. Keiser seems like they're the much faster team on the field right now, and you see the pursuit getting to those guys when they're trying to bounce it to the outside.
See big number 8 along that defensive line, JT Black, 285 pounds. 3rd down and long. Gramstad surveying the field. Oh, nearly reeled in. That was Jalen Willis getting that big left paw up in the air.
And you see what Willis is doing. He's watching the quarterback's eyes. They're playing kind of a bracket defense. So Willis is waiting to watch him. You see him, he watches the quarterback eyes, and he breaks as soon as the quarterback releases the football. Good job by Willis, because he knows there's safety help over the top that's got that receiver covered up. He can kind of play underneath just in case Gramstad decides to run the football. He can come up and make the tackle defensively, but just enough far back we can get his hand up and knock that ball down.
Another punting situation for the Raiders. Oh, they're going to fake it this time. There's a lot of space on that right side. Not going to get to the 1st down marker, but you got to like at least the effort, and I don't think it's going to hurt Northwestern too much.
Well, if I've got a faster punter, you know, you see the punter, if it's 10, I mean, he got maybe 15 yards, but it was a lot of ground for him to cover, and they ran it to the boundary side. So that's the short side of the field. You've got to have a speed guy out there. I mean, you know.
He was running like he knew he was going to get hit. A rare attempt right there to run the football. And now Justin Wake fakes the handoff, throws it. Near side, it's Van Gates. Rico Van Gates. Again, this is the guy they said, get 87 the football. You can see why.
Well, you see the footwork and the dynamic ability in the open field, and that's why you want to get him that football.
Going to spot this one just shy of midfield. And they will move the sticks here. So Keiser trying to score again. That one's going to be thrown low and incomplete. Looking for Van Gates out in the flat.
And Wake had what he wanted because Van Gates had blocking on the outside. The receivers were blocking on the perimeter, and that could have went for positive yards. That's why I think, Drew, you don't fake that punt. I think you punt it. You've got to play field position at this point. You're down 17-0. You don't want to give them more momentum. And I think that sparked a little bit more momentum on the sideline for Keiser.
Let's see if the Raiders really have to pay more for that play here coming up. Justin Wake again. Tucks it in, intercepted. First big defensive play by the Raiders. Kyler Fritz, the freshman defensive back, saw that coming all the way.
Huge, huge, huge play, much needed for this Northwestern ball club. He read the quarterback's eyes. That was one of those young plays where he eyeballed his receiver. He had what he wanted, but watch what he does. Fritz just jumps up, and he's Johnny on the spot. You know, he watched the quarterback's eyes and did a good job of jumping when the quarterback released the football. Initially, it looked like he was just going to try and knock the ball down, but then he realized, okay, this ball is in an area where I can get it and squeeze it. And he's able to get that interception. And I tell you what, you talk about a huge play in the football game because it looked like Keiser had something going and was looking to probably put more points on the board before the half.
First real mistake of the game for Justin Wake. The quarterback thrust into duty for Keiser. And now another chance for the Raiders to swing some momentum here. Here's Gramstad stepping up again. He's been doing this all day long. And he'll pick up 2 on the scramble. Just seems like he's been on the run, as you said, Forrest.
Constant pressure. Constant pressure. He's thinking about the pressure. And they're doing a good job of keeping kind of a spy around to make sure Gramstad doesn't get off running the football on them like he did last season.
Connor McQuillan is the running back here. And toss it out here, near side. Dragging tacklers forward, Ty Schaefer. Sure-handed wide receiver. First down here for the Raiders.
Good blocking on the outside by the Northwestern receivers, giving Schaefer the room that he needed to get up the field north and south.
Well, how big is this to potentially get some points here before halftime and just wake up on both sides?
Well, I think it's huge because they come out and they get the ball in the second half. So if they can get points now, they put themselves in a really, really good position.
Raiders moving it. Gramstad tosses it. Sideline. Oh, receiver all tied up there. Austin Gerard in really, really tight coverage. It was 7 against 7 that time. Lewis Lubin really locking him down.
Well, what Lubin did a good job of is turning around and locating the football. And when you turn around and locate the football, you have just as much right to the ball as the receiver does. I like the no call on that play.
Lubin was the hero in the last game for Keiser. Yeah, Lubin broke up that 4th down pass against College of Idaho to get Keiser into this championship. 2nd down now. Raiders knocking on the door here. This one thrown just high.
And you see the immediate pressure once again on Gramstad. It's almost like Keiser says, okay, let's dial it up. When they feel like they're in a position where they could be in some trouble, they dial it up and they get the immediate pressure on them. And Gramstad is looking like he's predetermining where he's going with the football. He's not going through his reads. And that has a lot to do with the pressure and the hits that he's already taken in this football game. The one thing a quarterback does not like to see is the front of his offensive lineman's jerseys, because that means they're looking for the guy that just beat them going to tackle him. And he's seeing the front of his offensive lineman's jerseys a lot early in this football game.
Northwestern unable to run it thus far. They put it in Gramstad's hands. Again, firing a strike. First down. Look at the speed. Inside the 10, down to the 5. And that was Michael Story, the best wide receiving option for the Raiders.
And you've got to double up on Michael Story. You cannot play man coverage. They got caught with that blitz package, man coverage on the outside, and Michael Story will make you pay if you give him a free release in one-on-one coverage.
Timeout called by Keiser. 34 seconds left to play in the half. So Northwestern trying to turn the tide here. It's been all Keiser thus far here in Durham. So Northwestern coming into this game, winners of 27 straight, defending national champions on the ropes here in Durham. Looking to finally get points on the scoreboard. It has been a tough at-bat thus far for the Raiders. 34 seconds left to play in the first half, but a key moment in this football game, obviously. They got to come out with something here. Gramstad, that quick slant is delivered. Touchdown. Austin Gerard, the freshman.
And I mean, you could not have asked Kinsley Johnson, number 5, to do anything better in coverage. That was just a better play by Gerard. Watch number 5 right here. He's got him covered up. He's got a hand in there trying to knock the ball out. That's just a better pitch and catch from Gramstad to Gerard. But what else can you ask your defensive back to do on that play? Perfect throw and perfect catch.
So for the first time today, the Raiders with reason to celebrate. Now Eli Stater on for the extra point. So Forrest looking back, how big was that interception to get them the football back that led to this drive?
Interception was huge. And you have to wonder if they got a little bit greedy on that drive. But you want to make big plays. But you see right there, the interception, that was huge. That changed the momentum. And then Gramstad got going. He got the ball to the outside to his playmaker, Ty Schaefer, who got positive yards, really good blocking on the outside and the perimeter. And then he's able to get the ball to Story for the big conversion right there. That was huge after the timeout. And you see the strength of Michael Story, and then here the slant route for the touchdown. You couldn't ask Kinsley Johnson to do anything better, but a better route by Austin Gerard and a great throw by Gramstad to get a touchdown and get them points on the board before the half.
Mentioned how Keiser was a relatively new program. Northwestern, they've been playing football since 1960. They've produced 86 All-Americans. Just an incredible tradition. And this 2023 team has been really special on and off the field.
Well, they've got a big challenge ahead of them because they've got a two-headed monster on the other side of the field in Keiser that I think will be ready to play in the second half. So it's going to be interesting to see what type of halftime adjustments Northwestern makes to try and slow down this rushing attack.
Speaking of halftime, stick around at the half. Haley Lewis will speak to both administrators from Northwestern and Keiser. Always love getting up close and personal. These two great NAIA powers locking horns here in Durham. Don't want to miss that. So Seahawks trying to get a return here before halftime. And that's pretty well done there. That's Philford again. He has been solid on special teams near midfield. So the Raiders try and get off the field here, get back to the locker room. It's been a cold day here in Durham. So excited you're with us.
And I watched the field goal kicker in pregame, and going in this direction, the Keiser field goal kicker was kicking 50-yard field goals. So if they get 15 to 20 yards on this drive, they've got all 3 of their timeouts left, so they've got an opportunity to get in field goal range.
Not a lot of time to work with. Just 22 ticks on the clock. But it certainly is doable if Wake can complete a few passes just like that. So Meisinger is going to take it up to the 36. And now 16 to go.
And you see Northwestern is so scared to give up the big play. They're dropping back, playing kind of a prevent defense, but you're leaving the underneath wide open. And you have to remember, Keiser has 3 timeouts. So they can throw those underneath passes across the field and stop the clock.
Back to throw again. Oh, they are really playing aggressive here. Eluding the rushes, Wake tossing it out and just staying in bounds that time. There's going to be 9 seconds. And we're going to have a timeout right there. The Keiser staff going to stop the clock. They had 3 timeouts remaining. So this Keiser team talked about starting a little bit slow, couple blemishes on the schedule, but then just getting better and better as the season went along. They were unbeaten against every NAIA opponent. The 11 victories is a school record here in 2023. Their goal at the beginning of the year, get back to the national championship game. And that game last week, though, against Idaho Yotes, Force, they needed 4 defensive stands to win that game. I mean, they put it all on that unit, and they were able to come through big time.
It was interesting when we talked to Coach Socha. He said he scheduled Mississippi College and Valdosta State Division II and Division III programs to challenge this program and to, just kind of see and figure out who they were. And you like the idea of doing that, and they played a very close ball game with Mississippi College.
So the Seahawks here, they're going to try and get a quick play in and then, again, call a timeout, and you got to imagine kick the field goal here. Hand it to Meisinger. They'll put his head down. They'll take it to the 20, and here's the timeout. So likely going to see a field goal try here, and it is going to be a very makeable 30-yard attempt.
And if you're Northwestern, you cannot be happy with them getting down to the 20-yard line with 36 seconds left. You still got 5 seconds on the clock. You cannot be happy if you're the Northwestern coaching staff right now.
This Red Raiders team with 4 All-Americans on it. Gramstad, a first-teamer. Connor McQuillan, who's been quiet here in the first half, a second-teamer. The safety, Cody Mosier, too. Just an incredible year. 10 interceptions for Northwestern. And then Michael Story has shown his talents throughout this first half. He has 297 career catches coming into this game. But here is the kicker, Nico Canavias. Just a freshman. Comes all the way to South Florida from Redmond, Oregon. That's probably the furthest part of the country he could go to be a place kicker. Well, here is what you came for. This is going to be a 37-yard attempt from right in the middle of the field, and it is no good. Oh! Canavias thought it was good, but you saw it just hooked at the very last moment as time expires here in the first half.
And let's look at this replay. I thought it looks like it could be good because all it has to do is go over. Interesting. Just a bit outside.
Oh, the life of a kicker. Canavias shaking his head. His team still, though, has a 10-point lead as they go to halftime. Still, what a first half it was for Keiser on the opening drive, scoring that incredible run by Jaden Meisinger to start the game. Keiser controlled the tempo throughout this first half as well. Red Raiders eventually got a score of their own. Let's toss it down to Haley.
All right, Coach, you guys came out hot right off the bat, just a punch right in the face. How essential was that in setting the tone?
I think it was big. I think it's what we want to do. Obviously, we're playing with a different quarterback today, and we got to have, a certain brand of football that we got to play with, and certainly running the football and everything off of that's what's got to happen.
Almost able to get a pitch or a shutout here in the first half. You said it, without your starting quarterback. What's going right?
Yeah, I think a lot of things are going right. Obviously, we gave up a little bit of momentum there with an interception. We thought we had a good call with the guy open. The guy came out of nowhere, and then we just got to control that momentum. We got to come out here and win this third quarter.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Haley, thank you so much. Coach Sosha, his team, just 30 minutes in football time away from a national title for the first time in his school's existence. Northwestern on the ropes, but getting a score before intermission. 17-7 at the half. Tons to come from Durham. Don't go away. Ten-point game here at the half. Keiser leading Northwestern. The Raiders will try and make a statement out of the locker room. Let's send it down to Haley, who is with Coach McCarty.
Coach, you guys able to gain a little bit of momentum going into the half. How essential is that for you now coming out the second half?
Yeah, the momentum was huge. We just need to keep battling. It's a 60-minute game. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. We're fine. I think our guys just need to relax a little bit and just keep playing and do what we do.
Keiser's done a good job of keeping your offense off the field. What do you need to do to get Gramstead back on that field?
Yeah, I think we just need to get locked into what we're doing again and just start executing at a high level. Our guys are confident. I think they're confident. We've handled adversity before, and here we are. We got 30 minutes to compete.
Last question I'll ask you, what was the message to the players in the locker room? I heard a lot of them saying, just keep your head up, get right, we're beating ourselves here.
Yeah, I think a big thing is we're built for this. We talk about adversity. We can handle the adversity. Just keep playing, compete one play at a time, and see where we are at the end.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half. Guys, we'll send it back to you in the booth.
All right, thanks, Haley. It's time to announce now the 2023 Cliff Harris Award. It's a brand new award given to the top defensive player in small college athletics. That's NCAA Division II, Division III, and NAIA. It's named after the NFL Hall of Famer Cliff Harris, presented by the Little Rock Touchdown Club. And this year's winner right there, Tristan Waugh of Grandview University, ranked number 1 in the NAIA in sacks with 15 on the year. He led a Grandview defensive front that led the NAIA, allowing just 7.3 points per game. Again, we congratulate Tristan Waugh of Grandview University. Second half about to begin here in Durham, and it has been an adventure thus far. Keiser, the Seahawks, setting the tone. Raiders will try and have to battle back here in the second half, but right from the jump, it was the home run hit by Jaden Menzinger right out of the start.
Well, Meisinger set the tone early with that run, and you saw the rushing attack for Keiser all throughout the afternoon. The thing that stood out were the field goals, the missed field goals, the made field goal, a question of whether or not it went over the bar or not, was it a safety or not. But you can't think about that. If you're Keiser, you've got to continue to do what you did in the first half, which is establish that powerful rushing attack, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. 24 carries, 204 yards in the first half. They were extremely effective, but that play turned it around for Northwestern.
Kyler Fritz, the big interception, then right down the field. Gramstead hitting his wide receiver. So Austin Gerard able to squeeze it, and that got the Raiders on the board. But look at the rush yards for Northwestern. You look at those, and it's tough to win a title when you're minus 13.
And I understand what Coach McCarty's saying. They're built for this, but you've got to look at that rushing total, and you've got to get going running the football. Jalen Gramstead comes into this game with 733 yards rushing. And then Connor McQuillan, 1,303 yards coming into this football game. I mean, they've got to get something going running the ball. McQuillan right now only 4 carries for 2 yards.
So Coach McCarty, his team with a steep hill to climb here in the final 30 minutes.
And Drew, I think this drive is one of the most important drives of the game right now. We saw Northwestern gain a bit of momentum, and then Keiser drove the ball right down the field. They did miss that field goal attempt. But I think for Northwestern College, they've got to put points on the board, either, a field goal or a touchdown. This, to me, is one of the most important drives, because if you give this ball back to Keiser and they're able to put more points on the board, then they continue to, unleash those pass rushers on Gramstad. What will be the adjustment in the second half as well, as far as blocking and allowing those offensive linemen to identify their blocking assignments? That will be key as well.
Kenavius. This one's going to go out of bounds. Flag will come down here. The Raiders will have it in good field position. So Northwestern, team that really did not know what hit them out of the gate. Seems like they've been trying to just, again, gain their footing. Cole Telford has played hard today.
Number 97. That ball be placed 30 yards from the spot of the kick. First down, Northwestern.
So they'll have it from the 35 here to start. Jalen Gramstad, the NAIA Player of the Year. Keiser has had him under pressure from the start. Let's see if he can settle in here in the second half.
And you can tell he's very uneasy when he's back there passing the football, because the pressure is coming from the backside. So he has to be able to feel that. And it'll be interesting to see if they keep the tight end to chip, or they use the back to chip block on those edges to make sure Gramstad has the time he needs to look down the field.
Northwestern's number 77 has changed his number to number 11 for the second half. 77 for Northwestern is now number 11.
So that's Corver Hupke who makes that jersey swap. As you heard, Brad Bunting, our head referee here today. If you're just joining us, Justin Wake, the #1 quarterback today for Keiser, their usual starter, Bryce Veasley, unable to play. He's got a sore hand, simply could not spin the football in warm-ups. So here they are trying to run it coming out of halftime, and that is why they were minus 13. Kaiser's defense against the run has just been suffocating. 44, Tivon Sutton right there.
Well, what they're doing, they're knocking them back at the point of attack. And they're playing with a low center of gravity. You look at all the red jerseys going backwards. There's no push at the point of attack. And they're getting on top of the ball carrier immediately, not allowing him to get going.
Connor McQuillan can pitch in as a receiver as well. He's got great hands. They haven't thrown it to him thus far today. So second down now and long. Gramstad try and loft this one. That's going to be a tough throw and catch, and incomplete. Looking for Story. He was well covered.
And it's a tough throw and catch because you've got bracket coverage. So you've got cornerback coverage underneath, and then you've got safety help over the top. And what that does is that allows the cornerback to play soft and look for, underneath jumping those routes, but it also gives him the confidence to know that he can't be beat over the top because he's got help.
Northwestern got to be careful here on this down. The Seahawks are going to be coming for Jalen Gramstad. Gramstad called the best leader that Coach McCarty has ever been around.
And Gramstad came into this game completing 70% of his passes. Right now he's at 50% completion.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
So not the way the Raiders wanted to start the second half.
Well, you start the first play, you run the ball and you lose 4 yards. Then you get an incompletion on the second play, and now you've got a penalty, so you're way behind the sticks. So if I'm Keiser, I'll give up anything underneath. Just keep them behind the sticks, make the tackle, and make them punt the football.
This is where the composure of Gramstad, though, comes into play. As Coach McCarty says, no matter what situation we're in, he simply does not panic.
And look at all the movement by the defense.
Here's Gramstad. Some time now. He'll deliver it. Knocked away at the last moment. Getting a hand in there was Louis Lubin. He has played some tremendous DB here in this postseason.
And Lubin is on top of the receiver. Michael Story's got him in man coverage. You see he's able to close in, and he's able to get his hands on the football. He never turned around and located the football. He waited for the ball to get to the receiver's hands to knock it out. Great play by Lubin on the outside.
Oh, that's great timing. The hero of the semifinal for Keiser coming up big right there on third down.
Huge stop by this Keiser defense to start the second half.
Just getting it away, Eli Stater. And he'll take a Raiders bounce to the 26. Oh, nice running. Setting up a return here. Seahawks loose once more. A foot race inside the 20-yard line. Keiser has come out swinging. Wendell Fillard. Again, a flag is down, though. So right now it's at midfield, so let's see if it comes back 10 from that point. Looks like an illegal block in the back here. Keiser's fans letting their voices be heard.
I saw the Northwestern fans as well. You gotta love it, man.
During the return, team number 22, 10-yard penalties. Now, first down, Keiser.
See if we can pick up where that foul occurred.
Right there.
I think coming up right there, middle of your screen.
Yep, and that directly affected his ability to get off the field. Good call by the officials.
So that was Andrew Burnett, the guilty party.
And I like the guy at the far left of the screen at the end of that play with his hands up in the air celebrating. He's celebrating, but he's also blocking the guy behind him because he can't get through him to the ball carrier.
Justin Wake back on the field here. First series of this half number 2. Started on the ground with Meisinger, and he'll pick up 3.
And not a lot of yards, but you've got good gain on first down. You're not losing yards on first down. And he continues to get to the second level of the defense before he sees a defender. That's been key. That's why they've been able to run the ball so effectively, because Northwestern has all of their players down in the box. And when those offensive players get to the second level, there's no one there.
Keep an eye on Van Gate's top of your screen. They're going to give a little delay here to Meisinger. And again, lots of real estate on that right side. I mean, he's running 5-6 yards before he's even touched.
Well, they went with the misdirection on that play. You saw the whole defense go to the right side and then have to redirect. And that's what you do when you're playing an aggressive defense. You've got a defense now that's angry and frustrated because they can't stop Meisinger from running the ball effectively. So they're coming up the field, and they played and used their aggression against them on that play.
So first down, 46-yard line. Seahawks run it again. Meisinger. Nothing pretty, just right up the gut. He'll maybe get a yard before he is knocked back. You look at Meisinger, he's got several tattoos forced, and all of them seem to mean something. If Keiser wins this game today, he'll certainly be getting some more ink, you think, on that arm or that leg.
Yeah, some guys do that with the championships. They put those tattoos on. I stayed away from that when I won the championship. But I had some teammates that did that as well, though.
Fake it to him. Play action set up nicely here. Wake hits his man. First down and more for Keiser at the 30. So that's Seth Roll on the catch.
We've touched on it a little bit, but I want to touch on it a little bit more. Wake is extremely comfortable in this offense, and I love the confidence Coach Socha has in his quarterback. He's rolling out. He knows where he wants to go with the football. He steps through and delivers a strike in the middle of about 4 defenders. I love the confidence that they're showing in the quarterback, Wake.
First down, turns around, hands it off. Look out. That running attack, it has been bruising here today in Durham. Down to the 20-yard line, and again, it is Meisinger who has been the man here on this drive.
Meisinger is a man amongst boys. You see, look at the second-level defenders covered up. Great job by the offensive lineman. Number 69, Jude Guerriere, 6'2", 296. I love it when I see the big fellas get up on the second level and cover up those linebackers.
32, the number of the day. Feed him one more time, and he will certainly eat. Meisinger close to the 10. Let's send it down to Haley. Haley, what's up?
All right, guys, you were talking about Meisinger being superstitious, also about the fact that he might be adding to that tattoo sleeve or getting a tattoo on his leg. Well, he also might be adding to his underwear drawer. Now, he said he is very superstitious. He wore the same pair of underwear all the way up to the Northwestern game when they lost last season, so he ditched the whole idea. Now, if they win this season, he might have some new lucky undies, guys.
Stay fresh, my man. Stay fresh.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah, whatever it takes. I tell you, whatever he's doing, it's working right now because they can't seem to slow this young man down.
Meisinger tripped up this time. It's okay to wear the same pair as long as you wash it in between, right?
Now, big fella, number 69, Jude Gary, I just gave you some love, and then you come back and you get a no-hitter on that play. You got to do a better job at the point of attack of covering up. Good job by the defender to use leverage and get underneath the offensive lineman to get a hand on Meisinger and slow him down on that play to get the trip and put him in third down.
Another big moment here for this Raiders defense. They can get a stop here on Keiser. I think it'd be a big win. Pull it back here. Justin Wake, lots of room. He'll throw it far side. And it's caught. A flag will come down, though. You saw that backside official, Forrest, who saw something. So this one may be coming back.
Fence, number 69, 10-yard penalty, previous spot, replay, third down.
Well, that's Jude Garrier. He's had a tremendous season for Keiser. He's one of Coach Socha's favorite players, the way he has really blossomed out of Boca Raton.
And you see, one thing he does a poor job of, he's got to get inside hands. I saw that on the play earlier when he was blocking the linebacker. He tends to get his hands around, so you've got to get inside hands. He's a strong kid, but you get those inside hands, and then you can direct those defenders. When those hands are outside the shoulder pads, they're going to call that every time.
Field goal kicking game has struggled for Keiser today, making this play that much bigger here on third down and long. Got to get to the 6-yard line for a first down. Wake will loft it up. Intercepted. Second turnover of the game forced by the Raiders. And it was brought down by Clayton Bosma.
And DeAndre Golden never turned around. It's almost as if he didn't think the pass was going to come to him. I thought it was a bad throw by Wake because they had him double covered. They had safety help over the top. So I don't know what Wake saw, but I think Golden saw that he was double covered, and that's why he didn't look back for the football.
Another key moment in this game. The Raiders defense keeping them in it here in the NAIA National Championship. Raiders defense makes another big play. Clayton Bosma comes up with the interception.
And once again, look on the outside. DeAndre Golden does not even look up for the football, and he was double covered, so I don't know why Wake threw that football. He would have been better off just throwing the ball away and having a field goal attempt. But you change momentum with that poor decision to throw that football.
So here's Gramstad, wants it all. It's got a man open. It's caught. Across midfield. Held on by Michael Story.
And they had the right coverage, but Darrell Livingston got over there just a tad bit too late. Watch number 3 coming to your picture. They've got the coverage that they want, but right there, he misjudged the football, and he got over there just a bit late, allowing Story to run under the football and get the big catch.
So what a game by the Raiders here. And now they've got it first down at the 41. Gramstad showing some toughness here, showing some leadership against a much bigger, much more physical Keiser program. He'll get 2 here.
Now, with the way Keiser has moved the football consistently, if you're Northwestern, do you go for it on fourth down? Is this 4-down territory moving forward? Now that you're on the other side of the 50-yard line? I think it is at this point. You've got to get points on the board. You've got to continue to keep the momentum on your side. I think you have to look at every series moving. It's not every series, but every play right now as 4-down territory, where they are and what they need to get done.
For Northwestern, the biggest key coming in was control the line of scrimmage. They have not done that today, but they got a stellar leader with the ball in his hands on every single play here, and here he is again. Threw this one low and incomplete. And again, receiver did not really look back. That was Connor McQuillan. Again, if he can get involved, though, a running back getting involved in that passing game, it'll add just another dimension to the Raiders.
Well, they had him on the wheel route, but Gramstad didn't put enough on the football. You see him saying, I should have put more air under it. But that's because of the pressure that he's faced throughout the afternoon. Quarterbacks internalize that, and they think about that. And I think for Gramstad right now, he's got to get back to a level of comfort with his offensive lineman.
That brings up 3rd and 8. Just feel the angst on the Raiders' side. They are on the edge of their seat. Oh, that one not reeled in, and the receiver's going to pay for it there. So they're still trying to get it to McQuillan. And it was Justin Carcel, the freshman out of Port St. Lucie, with the hit.
And I talked about it being 4-down territory, but because they're so far behind the sticks, I think it's smart right here to punt the football and play field position football right now.
Eli Stater's been a busy guy today for Northwestern. Set to punt it away here. Still that big offensive play. Getting Northwestern some field position to work with. Don't think he's going to try and run this one for a first down. As it's going to take a Raiders bounce. Oh, it's going to go all the way to the 1-yard line. What a bounce. Biggest play on special teams for Northwestern. Keiser's got it with their backs against the wall when we come back. Keiser Seahawks have played with the lead all afternoon in this NAIA Football National Championship, but they have not had a situation anything close to this. First down from the 1 on their own side.
Well, I give it to my running back, and I tell him to go do what you do. Find the seam, get up the field, get north and south. And what's the danger in this is everybody's down in the box. So if Meisinger's able to get to the second level, there won't be any defenders left.
Meisinger able to find some room. Look at him get outside. He's loose again. Jaden Meisinger again shakes off a tackle at midfield. This guy is unstoppable today.
And that is the danger when you're backed up against your own goal line for the defense, because they bring everybody down. They know you're going to run the football, but if the back is able to get to the second level, there are no defenders because everybody's coming downhill. And you see Meisinger very patient and getting an additional 15 yards when he faked the defender out and used the stiff arm.
Needs a break, so he's going to come out of the game here.
But then you bring in Burnett, another monster running the football.
And Andrew Burnett's going to take over. So that signature cutback, and he'll take it up for 6 to the 40-yard line. Oh, this running attack is just awesome. 215 yards they average game to game, and they've gone for 240 today. Look at that on 17 attempts.
He's going
just
for 240.
Meisinger.
Yeah, just Meisinger's 240.
I mean, just incredible.
Well, coming into the game, I thought he was the catalyst to this team being successful. He didn't have the numbers that he usually has in last year's championship game. You know, so I think he thought coming into this game, 53 yards, that's not good enough. I've got to help my ball club.
Justin Wake going to have to tuck it in here. And he'll get out of bounds. Should have a first down. So good decision. Made something out of nothing that time.
Smart play. Smart play. He wanted to go to his receiver on the outside, but Gavin Lorenzen had good coverage, and he did the right thing. He saw the lane. He was able to get up the field, get the first down.
Justin Wake, he's got those football smarts, only 5'9", but he wants to be a football coach. Really understands the game well. You can see it in his decision-making here in this game.
Well, he's got some quick twitch about him, too, when he runs the football.
Yeah. Out of the Kings Academy in West Palm Beach. And this one off again. Back in the game is Meisinger. He'll take it up to the 30. Taken down right there. Picked up a few more.
And you see Meisinger was grabbed in the backfield. That should have been a loss of 2 or 3 yards. But he's so strong, he's able to run out of arm tackles. Yards after contact have been, you know, excellent for him this afternoon, because he's gotten hit at the point of attack on several occasions, but he's been able to run through those arm tackles.
Second down here. They need 5. Pull it back. Faked it to Meisinger. Now the home run ball set up. Delivered perfectly for the touchdown. That's Rico Portia.
And what a throw. What a throw by Wake. He puts it where only his receiver, you see that go at the ball, the play action, the linebackers get sucked in, he sees man coverage, and he throws it right in the breadbasket. I mean, it could not have been a more perfect throw. And the defender's right there. The throw was just perfect. And when you run the ball as effectively as they have, those linebackers go for those ball fakes and that play action.
Up and good. So Keiser strikes first here in the second half, 24-7. Rico Portia, the freshman wideout out of Port St. Lucie, getting on the scoreboard. Let's send it down to Haley.
Yeah, guys, when we talked to Keiser earlier this week, they said that they've adjusted their goals this season. Last year was more of a Cinderella Cinderella run, just kind of more unexpected to get here. Now they expect this type of success from their team. You can hear them on the sideline chanting right now, "We want it more. We want it more." And so far, they're proving they do on the field again here.
And what is more heartbreaking for a defense? You get the ball down on the 1 yard line. On the 1 yard line, and they just drove it 99 yards. Like, okay, hey, this is what you want us to do. We accept it. We accept the challenge. And it all started with that big play. We talked about the big play to start the game, the first offensive play where he took it to the house. Well, their first offensive play, you know, the second half, he gets it on the 1 yard line and goes all the way down. So that right there is kind of, when you talk about momentum shifting, but it takes the spirit away from a team when you go through something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this offense reacts. They've got to score here. This is a must-score drive here.
Canavius delivers it to the 10. Red Raiders trying to make something happen here on special teams. Have it up to the 30-yard line. So they get a nice return, but time is certainly starting to become a factor. Cole Telford, that time on special teams. I mean, still tons of time on the clock, but again, you just feel, again, the wind out of the sails of the defending champions. Like today, just may not be their day. A lot of pressure on them, Forrest, not just today, but all season long with that undefeated record.
Well, you got to look at Keiser as well. They come into this game with 43 sacks. They had 3 sacks in the first half. So they've had Gramstead under consistent pressure. And if they can continue to pressure him, they put themselves in a great position as this game continues to push along. They've got to get pressure, though. They cannot let Gramstead sit back there because he'll pick you apart.
Gramstead delivers short. Up to the 38. That'll be an 8-yard pickup.
And you're going to see defenders tugging and pulling at the football at this point as well. So for Northwestern, they've got to know you've got to hold the ball high and tight when you're out there in the open field.
Second.
Logan Dykstra pulled that one in. Just doesn't feel like all the weapons at Gramstad's disposal have been utilized like they usually are here today.
Well, Connor McQuillan has not been able to run the ball effectively. So they don't have the threat of the run, so the defense can kind of play freely. And Gramstad is just not comfortable back there throwing the football.
See McQuillan here, trying to get him going. Across the 40, that'll be a first down. I mean, it's almost like cutting off a leg. If you have a 4-legged machine that is running, it just changes everything, doesn't it?
But the interesting thing is on the other side of the football, you don't have your starting quarterback playing, but the quarterback that they do have playing is doing an extremely great job for him. Wake has played excellent. He's had a couple of miscues, but for the most part, he's done an excellent job being a fill-in in the championship football game.
Fresh set it down for the Raiders. Can just sense the urgency from up here. Look at that shot delivered right at midfield. You got to be careful, though. Don't want to stand over pass catcher that time. Jalen Willis delivering the shot. Ty Schaefer with the grab.
And Jalen Willis has got a little bit of something about him, though. You know, you see it every time he makes a big hit. He lets them know. The officials talking to him now, probably warning him not to do that so much. But you've got to understand, these guys, this is the game that they wanted. This is all they've been thinking about all season. Not just the championship, but playing this team. So, you know, you feel the emotion with these kids.
In motion is Schaefer. Gramstad, again, moving around. Really tough to pinpoint if you're trying to rush him. He does not stand in one spot. Very happy feet up near midfield this time.
And the difference between last year's championship game and this year's game, last year there were a lot of designed quarterback runs that were, he was running. This time he's just running for his life and getting yards. These are not designed quarterback runs.
Yeah, Keiser's owned the big plays today. Last year that category belonged to Northwestern. 3rd and 2. Jalen Gramstad sending Connor McQuillan in motion, and here he goes. So that should be good enough for a first down at will. They'll move the sticks. Gramstad, again, keeping his team in it here.
But running the football, the clock is running. They've got to get some big chunk plays. They can't continue to, just get little plays here and there, 3 yards here, 4 yards here, 3 yards here. You're down 3 scores. You've got to start looking to put points on the board. You've got to get chunk plays and get the ball down the field.
Most of these players for Northwestern have played both ways, both sides of the football throughout high school. Interchangeable parts on the Raiders. Gramstad doesn't like what he sees. Cuts back now. And again, using those legs to the 40. Man, he is tough to get a real clean shot on, isn't he?
But if you're Keiser, you don't care about that. You see Gramstad once again, when he sets his feet, he's got pressure. He doesn't see anywhere to go with the football, but you see the quickness and the athletic ability in the open field to get positive yards. But when you do that, the clock continues to run. The clock is not their friend. Once again, you've got to get the ball down the field. You've got to get chunk plays. Keiser's doing a good job with his zone coverage.
2nd down here. Gramstad again trying to find an opening. Well, he has got to be tired here. A late flag is going to come down, and that is going to be a hold.
I think they're going to
Raiders O-line.
I think they're going to get Connor McQuillan on that play.
Again, came on the run.
Looked like he was trying to block the blitzing linebacker or safety.
Brad Bunting making the call here. It's going to push the Raiders back. See that offensive line. Logan Dykstra right there, the tight end. Tristan Voss has been a big part of it. Number 55, also Jawan Grant, number 54, 290-pound senior out of Park Hill. He is the captain of that unit. But you just look at him, the eye test for us from up here in the press box. Northwestern giving up lots of size here today.
And you hear the fans screaming for him to let's go. There's no sense of urgency right now.
Lofted in the air, open receiver, and just overshot him that time. Oh, Austin Gerard was running free.
Gramstad is seeing pressure and having to get rid of the ball before he wants to. He had what he wanted with Austin Gerard. If he would have taken one more second to allow Gerard to clear that defender, he would have been able to run under that football, but he has to release it because of the consistent pressure that he's seeing. JT Black has been in his face consistently, as well as Kevon Harris.
Doesn't get any easier from here, 3rd and 16. Bunch formation to the right here for the Raiders. Another flag going to come down. Offense just uncomfortable today. Just has not been able to run with their usual efficiency.
They just seem out of sync right now.
Prior to the snap, delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd.
And these are mental mistakes right here. You have to be mentally prepared to win and to play. And right now, it doesn't look like they are mentally into this game with some of the mistakes that we've seen. And it's unusual because this team doesn't make these types of mistakes. This is a well-organized, well-oiled machine, but they've just run into, a really tough point-of-attack defense right now.
Not many plays designed for 3rd and 21. Let's see what the Raiders have in store here. They're going to go short with it. Oh, lots of room to run on this side. And that is a tough catch and run there. Connor McQuillan. Again, I mentioned how good he is as a receiver. Needs certainly to get him the football more. And now it's going to be 4th and short, Forrest. And if you're Northwestern here, I think you got to go for it.
And I love the red hair by McQuillan. He's all in right now. You definitely have to go for it here. You have to look at the quick pass game. You want to get the ball to an athlete in space in the perimeter and let them be special. Don't hold the ball if you're Gramstad.
Crowd comes alive here in Durham. Incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Keiser's defense comes up big once again, making Northwestern play a little bit quicker than they want to, and that's Justin Carcel.
And he was not beyond the sticks, so even if he catches the football, he's not going to get the first down. You've got to throw it to someone beyond the sticks. You see where he is right there? The defender's right there on top of him, so he would not have been able to get the first down. And, you know, once again, we talked about it. They just seem to be out of sync right now. Justin Carcel, good job covering him up and making sure he's not able to squeeze the football.
Seahawks have been coming from every single direction here today.
And you see some frustration starting to set in with the offensive lineman from Northwestern on the sideline.
Keiser with momentum and the football. Just turn around and hand it to their big running backs. Andrew Burnett this time. Not much going there. That'll take us to the fourth quarter. The Keiser Seahawks in control as we head to the final frame here in Durham. 24-7 is the score. It's been all Seahawks here in the national championship. Quarterback Justin Wake leading the way. Welcome back here to Durham County Memorial Stadium. Drew Felios, Forrest Connolly, Haley Lewis, and our national championship crew bringing you the coverage. 24-7 is the score. Keiser on top of Northwestern. The Seahawks with the football and all the momentum as we start quarter number 4.
And for Keiser, they're just going to run the football. They're going to run the clock. And if they can continue to get first downs, it really puts this Northwestern team behind the 8 ball.
Second down here for the Seahawks. Raiders defense has delivered a few times today, but their offense certainly not helping them in this situation. Let's check in down on the field with Haley Lewis.
Holds all the momentum in this, the sideline holding up the number 4, everyone going around with each other, high-fiving with the number 4 on their hand, meaning the fourth quarter, that's all we got to get through the last 15 minutes. We also talked about a guy, JT Black, leading the defensive line. He told us earlier he's the only starter returning. They had a come-to-Jesus moment on that defensive line this season, overhauling the unit, having to get it together, and as we've seen play out here today, it's really flowing.
It certainly is. Third down and 6. The Sea of Red making their presence felt in Durham. Here comes that defense trying to bring the running back to the ground. And look how many guys it takes to bring down number 22, Andrew Burnett. I think guys were coming off the bench to make that tackle as well.
Well, they made a tackle for a loss on that play, but it still has to be frustrating to the defense to hit a guy that many times with that many defenders, and it takes that much just to get him down. I think that's the first time he's lost yards this afternoon.
Coach Sosha's game plan has been executed to perfection by the Seahawks. Raiders running out of hope here. And this one fair caught at the 13-yard line. So Northwestern with the football here, 24-7, trailing by 17. Coming into this game, Northwestern had won 27 in a row. Never in a situation, though, quite like this. And you have to wonder, Force, has their incredible championship swag, is their moxie, is that pedigree, is it running out here?
Well, you're definitely in 4-down territory moving forward for the rest of the football game. The danger with that is you have to throw the football. They know you have to throw the football. So they're going to come with all kind of exotic blitz packages. They're going to show different pre-snap reads for the offensive linemen. They've got to be able to decipher where the pressure's coming from.
Good catch by Story.
He dropped it.
No, it just dropped it, got out of his hands. Thought he had it there at the 27.
And what Keiser's doing now, they're rushing 3 and they're dropping 8 back into coverage. So Gramstad has to be very, very careful when throwing the football down the field.
Take a look at Jalen Gramstad, too, just 190 pounds. He's not the type of quarterback that can take hit after hit. So Northwestern's got to be careful with how many times they use him running the football.
And you got some big fellas coming on that defensive line for Keiser.
No doubt.
6'1", 330, 6 feet, 285, and 5'10", 255.
Just as I say that, here he is running the ball off left tackle up to the 18.
And right now, if you're Northwestern, you've just got to empty out the playbook. You've got to go for it right now.
Long way to go for 6 points here. Jalen Gramstad idolized Tom Brady as he was playing sports growing up. Also Kyle Vanden Bosch, remember that name, former NFL star, also played at Nebraska, had a heck of a career. 3rd down 5. Gramstad wants the sideline again. A hold is going to be called in the secondary. Saw Michael Story trying to separate that time, and he was covered by Kensley Johnson.
And they tried to bring pressure and play man coverage. Good job by the line blocking, giving Gramstad the time that he needed to find the matchup that he wanted. And I think he's going to go to that matchup every time. Michael Story, 6'3", Kensley Johnson, 5'11", 4-inch height advantage. And Story has been able to get past him on the outside every time they play man coverage with no safety help over the top.
Officiating crew, Brad Bunting, Rick Sabbath, Luke Shawhan, Sean Lopeman, also the side judge.
Pass interference, defense, number 5, 15-yard penalty, previous spot, automatic, 1st down.
If you look all the way to the left, you may be able to see it. He grabs him and tugs him. And I got to believe he felt like he was not going to be able to recover, and as opposed to giving up the long play and a possible touchdown and a momentum-changing event, he figured I'd grab him, get the 15-yard penalty and live to play another down.
So a good play.
Absolutely. When you look at it from the back end of what could have happened, I understand why he did it.
Keiser will certainly live with that, especially up 17 here in the 4th. Gramstad throws it, and again this one incomplete. Tried to put it out there for Connor McQuillan, and again that secondary is really good for the Seahawks.
Well, they're flushing Gramstad out of the pocket, and they're putting him in an uncomfortable position to have to throw the football. I think that's been the big difference. He hasn't been able to sit back there and kind of set his feet and go through his progressions. He's constantly under pressure. Even when they bring 3 pass rushers, at 3 seconds he's looking for pressure because he's felt it all afternoon.
Four wide receivers now in the game. In motion, Ty Schaefer. Gramstad looking short. Gonna have to do this with his arm the rest of the way. And again, Northwestern asking for a penalty, not going to get it though. And those short routes being broken up. Fillard on the coverage that time.
And I love the sportsmanship by both players. It was a good play by Hunter Hargrave, number 11, to reach around him and knock the ball out. And you see him and Story get up and kind of give each other a pound. Just good football play right there. Great defensive play right there, reaching around the offensive player to knock that ball down. Tight coverage. Excuse me, that wasn't Hunter Hargrave. That was Wendell Phillord.
Big defensive lineman Robert Lane just checked into the game. It's 3rd and 10. Gramstad. 1st down. Michael Story has been clutch all season long. Story driven out of bounds that time right at the sticks.
And I thought Keiser showed the blitz a little bit prematurely on that play. It allowed for Gramstad to know where the pressure was coming from and where he could go with the football. You've got to disguise it a little bit more. Don't show it. Wait till the snap of the football, then you bring the pressure. But when you show it with a smart quarterback like Gramstad, he's going to be able to decipher that.
Just feel like two-force with every first down here. Northwestern hanging on by a thread, aren't they? A stop here by Keiser. Maybe the exclamation point. Just a couple there on the run.
And Keiser doesn't mind at all if they run the football.
Keiser defense just kind of pinning their ears back right now as McQuillan runs it again. There's that big D line. Talked about Robert Lane, 320 pounds up there. Dwyer High School's produced some amazing football talent. Tevon Sutton right there.
And you know what the difference with these guys as well is they're not very tall. So they play with an extremely low center of gravity, and it's very difficult to block someone when they're that low and that powerful.
Gramstad, open man, he's got it. Running free for the touchdown. They are not done yet. Connor McQuillan.
And I just don't understand why you bring the blitz package. You're getting pressure with 3 and 4 pass rushers. You've got to keep safety help over the top. You know they have to pass the football. They're down 17 with 10 minutes to go. I just don't get that defensive call right there. They brought the zero blitz. They were in zero coverage. They had no safety help. They brought the house. They played man coverage on the outside. You see McQuillan able to sneak out of the backfield with the wheel route.
Stater on for the extra point. This to make it a 10-point game. Remember the words of the great Rudy Tomjanovich, former Houston Rockets head coach. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. Northwestern still fighting in this national championship game. We'll be back. The 2023 NAIA National Football Championship is brought to you by Huddle, the official video technology solution of the NAIA. Connor McQuillan's got a unique look about him, doesn't he? Full beard, he's got the long red flowing locks. Just made a huge play to keep the Raiders in it.
Well, they did a good job of sneaking him out the backfield on a wheel route, and we talked about it off air. I just didn't understand what Keiser was thinking. You know Northwestern has to throw the football. They've got to get big chunk plays to get back into the ball game. They're down 17 with just about 11 minutes left, and you bring a house blitz with zero coverage in the back on the back end. I mean, I don't understand it. But once again, I'm not the coach. I'm just looking. But I think you continue with that 3-man rush, drop 8 back into coverage, and make them throw it underneath and work their way down the field. You can't give up those big chunk plays.
Oh, they go with the onside kick. Raiders have got the football. Did it go 10 yards? I believe so.
And the fact that they weren't prepared for the onside kick, once again, I don't know what's going on with the decision making, but I don't know if it went 10 yards.
That's the discussion right now between this officiating crew led by Brad Bunting.
But you have to have your hands team out there.
Let's take one more look. Now remember, it's got to get to the 45
before they touch it.
Oh, I think it did, Forrest.
But they didn't have the hands team. It's almost as if they weren't even expecting them to attempt an onside kick.
It's got to get to that line right there.
As the ball travels, the first touch by the kicking team was at the 46-yard line. They then recovered. First down, Northwestern.
So a monster play here in Durham. Hope is still alive. The Raiders go into the bag of tricks. And they pull out a rabbit there. Coach Sosha can't believe it.
Well, they weren't prepared. You know, let's call it like we see it. And they were not prepared on that play. They did not have the hands team in. They were expecting them to kick the ball down the field, and you have to be prepared for that. You keep your hands team in.
So it looks like the officiating crew is going to review this one. We'll take a moment, make sure they get it right. And I think the replay clearly shows the evidence. It's going to be Raiders football after this. Welcome back to the National Championship of NAIA football. Drew Felios, Forrest Connolly, Haley Lewis. Officiating crew taking one more look at the play just before the break. The onside kick by Northwestern did it in fact go 10 yards. Our replay showed that yes it did, and I'm sure that is going to be the confirmed call on the field. The ball has to go over that line. It's touched right there.
The question is, did his left hand touch the ball? You can't see from that angle. Look at the left hand. Did it touch the ball prior to going over the line? I don't think it's enough evidence to overturn that. But once again, I am still shocked that Keiser was not prepared for an onside kick attempt.
How about the kicker too, Eli Stater? He had that fake punt attempt in the first half for us. Let's get the call here first.
After review, it's down.
So Northwestern will have the football, but Stater's had a busy day. He's been a key part of the Raiders' plans, the fake punt attempt, and then coming up big there on the onside kick.
Absolutely, he did an excellent job on the onside kick. I thought they put him in a bad position with the fake punt because he had to get about 20 yards on that play. But let's see if this defense for Keiser can get back into that mode they were in when they were getting pressure on Gramstad.
Connor McQuillan here, the running back for the Raiders. Jalen Gramstad tucks it back here. Surveying the field. Got to take off. Look at him run. And he'll take it down to the 45. That's a 7-yard pickup.
And you see what they did on that play? They brought 3 pass rushers. They dropped back into coverage. They had safety help over the top. That's what you have to do. You cannot give up those chunk plays. You don't mind him running because the clock continues to run. You keep him behind the sticks. 3-man front again. Actually, they've got 4 on the line of scrimmage right now.
Austin Gerard, top of your screen. Ty Schaefer right next to him. Story also in the slot. Here goes Gramstad. Got a lot of room to run on that left side. Gets a block. And he'll take it down near the 30. They are moving it right now here in Durham.
And a good job by Gramstad. He saw the delayed blitz. He was able to find the seam and get up the field. You see the delayed blitz coming from the outside. Now watch Gramstad cut right up under because they did not keep contained. That's the one thing the outside blitzer has to do for Keiser. You've got to keep contained. If you're the wide man on the line of scrimmage, you've got to keep that edge. You can't give up the edge. You can't give up the outside. You want Gramstad to have to cut back inside where the pursuit is coming from. Don't give him the edge to get to the outside.
In the second half, the Gramstad run has been the most lethal play for the Raiders in the playbook. Here he is. Spins out of it. Keeps it. Stays on his feet. Stays in bounds. Oh, this kid, he is a competitor.
But they're getting pressure on him. And that's what they want to do. You don't want to allow him to throw the football. Now, he is running effectively, but you want to keep him from throwing the football because when he runs, the clock will run. Although he got out of the bounds, the clock will start again, so the clock is running.
Just a 2-score game, though, Foe. I'm not sure how much the clock is a factor here. If Northwestern can score, all they'll need is a stop and then a chance to tie or possibly take the lead. First down from the 20. Gramstad behind his blockers this time, surging forward all the way to the 10. That should move the sticks again. It'll be 1st and goal.
And Gramstad is taking over this football game right now with this drive and the energy that they got. Look at the blocking. It's the parting of the Red Sea. Good job by number 53, Cole Cleveringa, getting up in the hole and covering up those linebackers. Gramstad's doing a good job of following his blocking.
Yeah, finally it looks like Northwestern's starting to win a little bit at the line of scrimmage. They have been beaten there for most of the day. 1st and goal. The defending champions, what a comeback they are on the verge of here. Gramstad tossing short to the 5 and body slammed out of bounds. That's going to be a penalty. That was a suplex from Rico Portia.
That's just a football play. I don't know about that one. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Just gently lay him down? I mean, I don't.
Dead ball. No foul. Late hit. Number 24. The penalty force after this is goal. Automatic first down.
I mean, it was an aggressive play, but he's still in bounds. Well, no, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, that was Sutton. Tevon Sutton, the linebacker. I said Portia.
Yeah.
So the Raiders.
Good call by the officials.
Back to the ground game here. Let's take one more look at it.
You see right here, he's out of bounds, so you got to let him go right there. And he went with the full suplex right there. I think they call it the Billy Jack back in the day.
Little Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Never thought the ending would look like this. Northwestern knocking on the door. And we're going to have a timeout here on the field. Again, the Raiders struggling a little bit, getting the plays in and out and getting the right looks. That'll be the first timeout they have expensed.
Does that timeout come back to haunt them later on in this football game?
Exactly. Timeouts are huge. You need all of them, especially if you're trying to come back. So we'll certainly remember that moment right there. Because you're on the 2-yard line with the second down. But that has been what this day has been all about. The Raiders have looked very much out of their element for lots of the day. A 27-game win streak on the line here in Durham. And credit the Keiser Seahawks. They have brought the thunder and a lot more trying to win their first national championship.
Two questionable defensive play calls in the second half, I think have kind of, put the Keiser team in a bad position. One being the zero coverage on 3rd and long, and the other being not being, prepared with the hands team on that onside kick. Will that come back to haunt this team in the end? Will be the question.
McQuillan lined up as the running back. Gramstad will feed him, and he is going to score. Touchdown, Raiders.
We have ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, how the tide has turned.
An offensive line did a good job of firing off and covering up defenders, and you see the lead block right there by number 54, Jawan Grant. He got up in the hole and opened the hole, and Connor McQuillan followed him right to the end zone. Great job by number 54.
You're seeing what champions are made of here today. Even when they don't have their A game, finding a way to win games like this. Coach Matt McCarty talked about that, and that's what they're displaying right now.
And how important are those field goal misses early in the first part of the football game in the first quarter? Those are some big misses. Even the one that they thought went over the goalpost. If they got that field goal, it's now 27-21. So that's big right there.
Coach McCarty talked about the character of his team, led by Gramstad, who's just calm, cool, and collected all the time. Says that in moments like this, Forrest, his coaching staff thinks about not plays in the playbook, but players. Who do we want to have the ball in their hands? Who do we want to go to? They've kept it in the hands of number 12, and he's delivered.
Well, you see his decision-making. He didn't see anything he liked down the field. He gets positive yards, and he gets down to avoid unnecessary contact. Here, he's squeezed out of the pocket. You see the footwork. He's able to outrun a defender, get down the sideline, fake him, and get out of bounds to stop the clock briefly. And then a good handoff right here to Connor McQuillan to get in for the end zone for the touchdown.
You really feel when you're at a game like this, Forrest, the pride, the tradition of these schools on display.
And I tell you what, I would be prepared for another onside kick. right now, this team is feeling themselves, Northwestern is. And you can't put anything past them at this point. I don't think it would be smart to do it, but I'll be prepared for it.
Squib kick this time by Stater. It'll be picked up at the 24. Seahawks with a return. Look out. Louis Lubin still got the football. He is going to score. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you beat me to it. I was just going to say that. The squib kick. And I'm thinking when they kicked it, there was an up man that could have picked it up, but he allowed it to go back to Lubin because he knew he was a better returner. What a turn of events. The Northwestern sideline is in shock right now. The fans, they were just jumping up, raising the roof, and it just all went left.
It's Louis Lubin who was the defensive hero in the semifinal for Keiser. And is that the deciding blow here in the national championship game? The unpredictable continues to happen here in Durham.
What a game of ebbs and flows. Look at this now. Watch the up man. He lets it go right there. And he sees the seam and he's gone. He's got a long stride, so it doesn't look like he's running that fast. And a good job right there by number 87 on the outside for Keiser not to get a block in the back. He almost got a block in the back, but he pulled up. Rufino Van Gates did a good job of pulling off of the player because he could have easily gotten a block in the back if he'd gotten hands on him. And what a momentum shift right there.
Talk about a little relief on that Keiser side. It was getting really hot over there just a few moments ago, and right now those frowns have turned to smiles.
Now, the thing that you have to be concerned about for Keiser is you've got a tired defensive line. And they've got to come right back out here and face Gramstad, who seems to be in a rhythm right now. But they're down 2 scores again, so this is you've got to once again play understanding. They are looking for chunk plays.
It's been a roller coaster here today.
A range of emotions.
Oh, certainly. What else could you expect here? NAIA football at its very best. Keiser trying to win for the very first time. And the job for the Raiders of repeating just got much harder. Taken from the 1. Nice return for Northwestern. They're having it near midfield. So just under 7 minutes to play. Fired up there, Cole Telford is. And they are not out of it yet.
Oh, this is going to be a dogfight all the way to the end.
Oh, special teams so important, isn't it, at this level? I mean, we have seen
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
Seen fake punts today. We've seen onside kicks, missed field goals.
Huge running play.
Yeah, kickoffs for touchdowns. And now our camera's focusing on a player down here. It's been a relatively clean game. We have not had an injury. But attention now to the player down on the field, and we'll identify him for you as soon as we can. 6:59 to play in this game. 10-point lead for Keiser. We'll be back. Player down before the break was Darrell Livingston. He was helped off, did walk off under his own power. Looks to be just cramping.
And for Northwestern, this is a team that feels like they can come back. Remember in last year's championship game, they outscored Keiser 21-7 in the last 19 minutes of that game. So they feel like they're still in this game, which they are, and they have proof in the pudding from what they did last season.
First down run here for Gramstad as he takes it down to the 43. It'll be a pickup of 9, just shy of the marker.
And this is a different kind of slide by Gramstad. It almost looked like he wanted to slide, then he wanted to take a knee, and then he just said, okay, I'll just go down. but dangerous sliding like that because you're still putting yourself in a position to get hit because you're not giving yourself up as a quarterback.
Oh, threw it just a little bit too strong there, looking for McQuillan, who was trying to break free. Crowd upset because that ball was spotted about 2 yards behind where he started to slide there, so officials did not give Gramstad the benefit of the doubt.
This is definitely 4-down territory. It'll be interesting to see if Keiser goes back to kind of that spy look they were showing in the first half, where they kept someone in front of Gramstad because he's starting to break away with this running in the middle of this defense when he doesn't have what he wants on the outside, throwing the ball down the field.
Numbers on Jalen Gramstad today. Nothing has come easy. Gramstad, line drive this time. Incomplete. A flag will come down. Oh, that's questionable.
That is definitely questionable. And I'm wondering if the official's going to tell him that because he did not run into the receiver. He turned around and located the football. The receiver ran into him. I'm wondering if they pulled this flag right here.
Kensley Johnson was the player in coverage. Officials really discussing this closely. Is it going to be a pass interference? Brad Bunting, the head official here, going to have the final say.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 5.
Penalty. Spot. Automatic. First down.
I don't agree with that call.
And it's a huge one in this game.
Well, he put his arm around him, so okay. I didn't see that live. He did put his arm around him, but he didn't pull him down. I guess they call that contact forcible.
First down from the 30. Gramstad winding up. Again, throwing a little bit quicker than he wanted to. Incomplete.
And that was a good job by the officials going over and discussing that and talking about it and making sure they made the right call, especially in the championship football game.
And we looked at it full speed and didn't think it was pass interference. You saw it on the replay, told a little bit different story.
Absolutely.
So, again, credit to the crew here in Durham.
Excellent job by the officials on that play.
So 6:20 to go. Northwestern again trying to keep the pressure on Keiser. It's been a thrilling comeback here in the second half by the defending champions, but Keiser with a big-time kick return for a touchdown by Lewis Lubin to keep the lead. Gramstad surrounded. This time not going anywhere. Finally they get to him. That is number 8 bringing him down. Jertavis Black, JT Black, he goes by. The Cardinal Gibbons product, won 2 state championships in high school, and he's brought that swag here to Keiser.
And you saw what they did. They had 3 down linemen. They walked 2 linebackers up. They had 1 linebacker go up and then drop back Jalen Willis into coverage, and they brought pressure from the outside. So what they're doing, they had it blocked up initially, but they've got the offensive lineman thinking right now. That's what you want to do from the defensive perspective.
Third down here and a bad snap. Gramstad's got to go get it. Splits the defense. Stays on his feet. Throws complete. Inside the 20. That'll be a first down.
And the fact that Gramstad knows where he is in reference to the line of scrimmage, and he's behind the line of scrimmage and still able to get the ball down the field.
He's got a little bit of Houdini in him, doesn't he?
He's able to get by defenders. He keeps his eyes down the field. He does a good job of trying to get the ball to his playmakers.
Gonna toss it up here out of bounds and incomplete. Good decision there. Man, oh man. Does he remind you of anybody when you watch him play? A guy that's just, it's kind of like a mad scramble.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's got a little bit of Baker Mayfield in him with his ability to know what's going on around him. Like I said, earlier in the game, he was kind of rushing in and going through because he was getting so much pressure, immediate pressure. They've done a good job at halftime making some adjustments and giving him a little bit more time. Not much more, but just a little bit more time. He seems a bit more comfortable. And that pass to McQuillan out of the backfield, the wheel routes have been extremely successful for this ball club.
Here it comes again. Oh, lots of tugging going on in the end zone. and it's going to be caught for the interception right in front of the official this time. And they're going to say that Louis Lubin did make the grab, and there's no flags on the field.
They are both looking back for the football, and they allow them. Everyone has an opportunity to play the football. The thing that Lubin did that was smart, he looked back and he played the football. And so what they're saying is he has as much right to the ball as the offensive player. Let's see, did he grab?
Tough to see from that look right there, but right before, it looked like Lubin clearly was not. Let's see.
And to say the fans from Northwestern are upset would be an understatement right now.
Cameras didn't catch it right there, but just before that ball got there, both, like you said, players were engaged.
They let them play through it. It could have. It's one of those calls that could be made or couldn't be made. You know, the officials make that decision to say, you know, okay, look at the bottom left. Let's see if we can see it here.
Right there.
Oh, he did.
Right there. That's where I
used
thought.
him to grab, to pull himself, to get the momentum he needed to get the interception.
And the official was right there.
Right there.
Did not make the call.
Yeah, the wide receiver didn't complain, which was, you know, kind of strange as well, because he kind of put his head down as if to say he didn't make the play.
Back to the bread and butter, Meisinger.
And this guy's been a tank for this ball club this afternoon. I mean, he has really, really shown himself to be a special, special running back. We knew coming into the game he was a special player. But what he's done this afternoon in the championship football game has been spectacular.
Keiser content here to ride 32 the rest of the way. That's what they should do here with just 3:40 left to go. Going to try and get as much as they can out of this clock before giving it to their freight train. Jaden Meisinger from the very first play from scrimmage took it the distance. Keiser has not looked back ever since.
And this has been a great football game. I mean, some really big plays from some special players. And the players that we identified when we opened the game have really stood out and been special. I mean, when you look at Gramstad's numbers, they weren't the numbers that he had last season, but you saw the dynamic playmaking ability when he's running the football, reading the defenses, trying to find ways to get positive yards. And we've talked about Meisinger and him running the football, and then on the outside, Michael Story. We've seen the speed from him, Connor McQuillan out of the backfield with the wheel routes. So all of the special players have been special and had those moments throughout this football game.
It's their second charge, timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Northwestern calls time, only one timeout remaining for the Raiders. 30-second timeout, 2:43 left to go, and you can kind of sense the mood setting in here for Northwestern. Likely going to come up short here in this national championship game, barring a miracle. But you saw the fight of Northwestern, especially
We'll talk about the run they've been on. 27 straight wins. I mean, that is an incredible run. And to go through a season undefeated, and it actually means something, I mean, that's been great for this ball club.
Cameron Morgan right there, the center. He's been there every step of the way, just a sophomore.
And all of the offensive linemen for Northwestern were a part of the team last year when they won the championship.
Third down and medium here for the Seahawks. Trying to put the period. And the final chapter here, the quarterback off and running. He just may take it all the way. Justin Wake will slide down. Keiser in business, 10-point lead and closing in on a championship. Let's send it to Haley.
Yeah, Drew, you said it right there. Keiser with the momentum in this one, looking like that was the nail in the coffin. But you can't neglect or not mention what all Northwestern has been able to do. The Red Raiders, you guys were saying it, they had the chance to go undefeated. This school hasn't done that since 1983. That was the last time they went undefeated. They've only done it 2 times in program history. They already made their 2nd straight trip to this championship game, their 3rd trip in 4 seasons. You mentioned that 27 straight games. A lot to hang their head high about after this game. Definitely not the outcome they were probably wanting, but they're going to be back.
Another timeout going to be called here. Under 2 minutes to play. You can sense it on the Seahawks sideline. 2 trophies set to go to the winning school here for the NAIA National Football Championship. Seahawks of Keiser about to make history. The running back still out there fighting, Jaden Meisinger. He has been the difference today for this upstart program. Stewart right now getting the carries. Meisinger can kind of sit back and relax. Just talking to him earlier this week for us, meeting him for the first time, you could just sense this guy was different.
Well, I think he was angry. I thought he came into this football game thinking about last season and last year's championship game, 16 carries, 53 yards, 3.3 yards a carry, and he decided he was going to be a difference maker in this football game, and you saw it from the first play from scrimmage, the first offensive play from scrimmage for this Keiser football team. He came in with a plan, and he executed it extremely well.
Run one more time to Burnett. Yeah, Jaden Meisinger out of Port St. Lucie. Had a slow start to his high school career for us. He eventually had to transfer, went to Vero Beach High School, credited the coaching staff there. Was definitely a late bloomer. He's come to college, 3.7 GPA, gets it done in the classroom as well. He's the type of guy for us where if your football career's not going right, never give up on it, right?
Well, the thing that stands out to me is 5'8", 182 pounds. You would think he was 240 the way that he runs behind his pads and with aggression and over defenders and through defenders in the yards after contact. I mean, he's an extremely impressive ball carrier. But I do want to, once again, like Haley did and like we did earlier, congratulate this Northwestern ball club. What they've been able to accomplish, 27 straight wins, you know, an undefeated regular season, and their run to these playoffs and to this championship game. They have been awesome, and they have nothing to hang their heads about. They've just ran into a team that, you know, played a little bit better than they did today.
Timeout one more time on the field, inside of 30 seconds left to play. Keiser's going to set a school record with victories. They're going to finish 12-2, hoist that coveted trophy. You got to think, too, the Seahawks.
And they haven't lost an NAIA game. That's the thing, too, that they can hang their hats on as well.
An enrollment of 20,000, one of the larger enrollment schools in NAIA. But as you said, Forrest, when you're in South Florida, so many great football players down there that are eventually going to find this program and what Coach Socha is doing. And you have to wonder how many titles in the future are in store for Keiser.
Well, it's interesting. I saw Coach Socha when we arrived at the stadium, and he just had this look on his face. It was just all business. You know, no smiles, no nothing. He was just had this stone face, you know, this stone look on his face like, hey, we've got something we've got to get done today.
And they certainly did get it done. Final play, and rushing the field, the Seahawks of Keiser can celebrate after waiting a year for this moment. It has finally arrived.
What an awesome feeling.
Keiser Seahawks, national champions in NAIA football.
And this is one of my favorite parts of championship games is, you know, after the game, the sportsmanship. You know, the players congratulating one another after a very hard-fought game.
A young program just started in 2018. Oh, they have built it quickly. And now champions. for the first time. Well, let's send it down on the field. Haley Lewis is with our player of the game, Jaden Meisinger.
All right, where's the new tattoo going?
I think it's going to go on my thigh. I don't know yet. I'm speechless right now. I really am.
You are a champion. You set a goal. You came back here. You did it against the team that took it away from you. Come on in here. Give us that excitement.
Man, I'm sorry, I missed your question. What did you say?
You just tell me how excited you are to be in this position. You guys set the goal of getting it done against the team that took it away from you last season.
We worked so hard, man. We really did. I really can't explain it. We worked hard. We got what we desired, and the outcome was what we wanted.
You tell me, what does this say about your teammates and your head coach?
Man, we're resilient. We're resilient. That's the main thing. We're resilient. A bunch of underdogs over here, and we get it done.
All right, now you told us about, I hate to say this on broadcast, but you told us about the lucky underwear. You got rid of it this season. Are we going to keep the drawers?
No, we are not keeping it.
We are not keeping the drawers, but you're keeping the trophy. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your teammates. All right, guys, you heard it here first. Not keeping the drawers, but keeping that trophy.
Smart young man. Gotta love it for these kids, man. Gotta love it.
Look at how they started the season, just 1-2. Played a juggernaut in Valdosta. Coach wanted them to taste that and eventually got better and better as the season went along, and they're all coming to Haley. Coach Sosha has arrived. Haley, take it away.
All right, Coach, you're a little more damp than when I was talking to you at half, for good reason. You set out to make a goal. Come on in here. Let's celebrate with your dad. You came back against the team that took it away from you last season. How does it feel to be a champion?
It's awesome. I mean, these kids have done such a great job. You know, we have a thing we say, ride the wave. They did it. The momentum swings. They don't flinch, and this is a great team.
You mentioned it, riding the wave in this one. It was back and forth. How did you guys stay resilient and get it done?
I mean, I just think we've been in this situation before. Our guys don't flinch. We got great,
Thank you, Coach. Look.
There you go.
So coaching staff did a great job, but most importantly, our players just stayed calm and found a way.
Your players actually gave you the credit right after this one. What does that say about the teamwork, the brotherhood you've built here?
It's special. I mean, very special.
Appreciate it, Coach. Go celebrate with your team. You as well, kiddo. Celebrate with your dad. Way to get it done. Guys, we'll send it back to you in the booth. An exciting time down here on the field. Keiser getting it done against the team that took it away from them last season.
All right, that is Haley Lewis on the field doing a great job with our interviews and reports throughout the day. Forrest, you once won a national championship at the college level. You know what this feels like, and it is an indescribable feeling.
Well, you come into the season with the goal, same goal as 100, 150 other teams, and you get the opportunity not only to play for it, but then you win it. All of the hard work and dedication and sacrifice all come to play.
Let's send it down to our public address announcer now, Trip Durham.
Congratulations, Maddox. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to recognize the 2023 Offensive Player of the Game. On 22 carries for 261 yards. For Keiser, it's number 32, Jaden Meisinger. Congratulations, Jaden. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will present the National Championship runner-up trophy to Northwestern. Congratulations on an incredible season. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us focus our attention on the final and the most important presentation of the afternoon. It's the National Championship Trophy, the Dr. Tom Osborne Traveling Team Trophy, and the traditional coveted red banner. This afternoon, we congratulate the Seahawks of Keiser. Ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude our awards presentation. On behalf of the Durham Sports Commission, the City of Durham, Durham County Memorial Stadium, and the NAIA, we thank each and every one of you for making this a memorable experience. Until next time, we thank you for your attendance. Fly home safely and good day.
Keiser football has put themselves in an elite group. They are a national championship winner in NAIA football, a moment in their program and in their school's history, and a moment these young men and staff members will never forget.
They'll never forget this, and what a moment for both of these ball clubs to just get here, but for Keiser to come back, play the team that they lost to, and win this football game. And Justin Wake, what a game, filling in for Bryce Beasley at the quarterback position and throwing the ball extremely effective and doing what he needed to do to help his team win this football game.
Northwestern played like champions as well, especially in the second half. Just not quite enough here in Durham on this stage. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. We certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. For Forrest Connolly, for Haley Lewis, and our phenomenal crew here in Durham, North Carolina, I'm Drew Felios. Congratulations to the Raiders and the Seahawks. And in the end, it's Keiser football, national champions for 2023. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you next fall, everybody.